What's up, people? How we doing? You guys ready to see some more boom booms and some Powell? It's going to be fun. All right. So, little nonsense coming in on the SPY. I did have a little bit of a SPY position earlier, just trying to flip it into Powell just to have some fun. A little bit of a 1348. I followed the rules, cut it when I think I took 10, 15, I think it was 10% down on it. And then I was looking at Intel. I do like Intel's earnings, especially with the way the market is right now, but I'm not playing the weeklies. So I'll probably make a little bit of a play on Intel towards the end of the day. But AMC right now is up about 10% on the day at 1764. We need to get to Declaration of Independence. That's what we need. 1776. We got GME up 14.5%. TLT's come on the way back down. Now let's see what happens with SPY. How we doing, everybody? Everybody ready for Powell? Everybody ready for Powell? I think we are. Hi, kids. SCB missed the big booms. I was here for kind of some of the big booms. I was over on TMI's channel. We were getting it going. I was here. Don't worry. GME coming back up. Amy coming back up here. Whew. All righty, people. My pants have been so tight today, says Zach. Well, that's interesting. I don't know why your pants would be tight. That's kind of weird. Okay. Yeah. Also, for everybody filtering in right now, make sure you guys hit that like button. Here we go. All right. What time is Powell? So here's the thing. We are about to get the report in 44 minutes. We're going to get the report right around then. When we get the report, the market is going to have an absolute temper tantrum. It's going to go up, down, sideways. It's going to go crazy. And then it'll pick its direction, and then we'll see which way it's going to go. And then we'll see what we want to do on 1348 or whatever we want to do. AMC's trending on stock twits. Stock twits. There we go. Okay, so SPY's making a little bit of a move back up here. It's right around the 13 EMA. We got it's moving back up. Moving on up here. All right, so TLT doing all right. We got GME coming up a little bit here. I like it. Here we go. The pessimist in me thinks everything tanks in 45 minutes. It could. It easily could. Explain the TLT position. I don't have a TLT position right now. It's just freaking out. What time are you making a recent update video for my lunch break today? What? Making report update video for my lunch. What? Collective risk. What? I'm sorry. STV share. What happened, buddy? Yo. Kamikaze trading. What's up, buddy? All right. So let's do a little bit of an Ortex update on Amy. Hold on. Ortex. Let's see. All right. So 540,000 borrowed. I'll just show you. All right. So we've got on AMC, we got 550,000 borrowed shares. And then we have 1.46 million returned. And so that's 20.58% estimated short interest. Again, bare baseline minimum of what we're looking at here. As always, I think you guys know the deal by now. GME, they net borrowed about 23,000 shares on it. 20.58% estimated short interest. Amy popping back up. SPY, not doing a whole lot here today. Let's see. Cost is exploding. Oh, baby. Jesus. What's Bed Bath & Beyond doing? And it's coming up a little bit. I mean, they were running a little bit the other couple of days. I mean, GME is up at 115. AMC's at we hit the Declaration of Independence number. Boom candles. Here we go, everybody. Let's go. Big T, what's up, buddy? All right. Looking like it's gonna come. Hold on. Let's see what we got on the news feed. Nothing yet. Biden, we have to get prices in check for working people. That's about it. Amy's coming up here. I like it. Let's see if we can get another test of that $18 level. SPY coming down. AMC and GME starting to make a move up here. This is looking good. I like it. Declaration of Independence. Lou did this. Lou is our savior. I guess so, man. I guess that's how these things work over here, right? Hit the like button. People who didn't do it yet. Justin Craig, I appreciate that, buddy. Ripping in 20 seconds, says DCB. You got that crystal ball? I'm down. Cheers from Finland, still holding. Just dropped by to let everyone know we are strong numbers in Europe too. There we go. Let's see now. All right. Amy's looking like she wants to get a little bit of a pop. SPY coming down. GME out basically right around 115. I like it. Let's get TLT back up here. See what it's doing. It's probably climbing a little bit. Yep. A little bit of a green candle over here. Did I miss the ankles? Nah, not this time. So we got to hit 20 to get ankles today. If we hit 20, we get ankles. We didn't see ankles today, so I blame blue. All right. I mean, you can blame whoever you want. Green. Yep, we need more green. More green on the charts. A lot of Christmas tree action over here. What up, Vix? Morris Bane. What's up, man? How you doing? All righty. We are about to get some Powell. I like it. I'm excited for Powell. I think there's going to be a lot of opportunity today for Powell. Let me check SPY premiums and see how they've been doing. It's crazy. With the 0 days, it's the highest that I've seen them in a very, very long time. So I mean, let's just wait and see what happens with Powell. Like if it starts to tank, watch 200 EMA down here at 438, and then it bounce off there. If it really starts to get going back to the upside, you might just get lucky on something today. Who knows? But remember, as the news starts to come out with the basically the report, it's gonna be volatility city most likely. SPY coming back down here. Interesting. What are you looking to play? If I'll do anything, I'll probably play Intel earnings, but I'll do something a little bit wonky on it just for fun. By that I mean I bought puts on SPY and QQQ. There you go. Coincidence that Kramer was whining yesterday about GME and AMC, and today we run. He's literally he's the key of inversing the entire, just inverse, like Kramer inverse. VIX is going to break 4,500 viewers today. Let's rock it. I don't know, man. It's possible. Who knows? Who knows? I'm only here because word on the street is you're showing ankles at Powell talks. No, that is not what we've said. But all right, GME coming back up here. I like it. 115.45, looking really good over here. Amy still chilling right around Declaration of Independence, 1776. Kramer's ankles are smaller than STVs. Probably. Amy looking like she wants to come up here. SPY's trying to get back up a little tiny bit. Basketballs. I like it, people. I like it. Yeah, for everybody filtering in right now, make sure you guys hit that like button on the stream. It's going to be a wild day. We've got about 39 minutes until it starts to get really wild, but it's going to get crazy. It's going to get crazy. What time's Powell? 2:30. So we're going to see a big move at 2. We're going to see a big move at 2. Then we're going to get Powell at 2:30, and we're just going to get his remarks. He's basically just going to reiterate things that have been said in the report, in his statements. And then he's going to get questions asked of him. Now, there's going to be some questions that are going to be relevant. Some of them are going to be really stupid questions where he's just going to be like, it's not my job, bro. Oh my God, GME hit a high of today of 119, essentially 118.99. Dangerous. Kramer grabs his own ankles. Interesting. That's because he's got cankles. Bro, you guys saw my ankles. I don't have any cankles. What are you guys talking about over here? BOC, Bank of Canada did raise interest rates. I thought Canada said that they were not going to do anything. I'm looking at the Intel 211.50 order call at 139. I'll tell you around where I would look for stuff, but it's going to be next week's. It's going to be next week. That's probably where I'm going to go around Intel, just because the premium's too jacked up for this week. So if you get the direction right and the market starts to trend, like let's say, for example, that Intel bombs earnings and then the market starts to tank over the next couple of weeks after Powell. Well, then you have enough time on the contracts that you have to just continue that move down. Like, yeah, what's today? Wednesday, you have enough time till Friday, but the premiums are just wildly expensive. When that happens, I always get more time. Exchange reported data was released on Ortex. Oh, shit. Okay, so hold on. Let's take a look here. Resettlement date was January 14th. Where's the estimate? So what is that, 15.01? Okay, what's exchange? Where was the 14th? The 14th? Oh, baby. Okay, so the estimated short interest for GME, so this is just the first one I pulled up, on the 14th was 14.46, and the exchange was 15.01. So Ortex was underestimating by about 0.5% on the short interest. Let's check AMC's. 18.9% on January 14th. Let me take a look at what their estimate was on the 14th as well. 14th. Okay, so AMC, they overestimated it a little bit on Ortex. So we should expect to see GMEs start to come up a little bit, and AMCs might come down a little tiny bit over the next couple of days. AMC's popping up a little bit here. GME's coming back to life. SPY is now coming down along with TLT, which is a little bit interesting to see. Powell Talks today is all about how ankles are no. Long. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Mask grade? Oh, ho. Are they coming in early today? We got the mask coming in. Oh, shoot. Hold on. I got to hit him with that link if he's coming over. Hold on. Let's see here. Powell on, Powell off. That's what we're going to play. We're going to play a lot of Powell on, Powell off today, because if Powell's going to just start, once we get the gist of what's going on, we're going to turn off. So I'll tell you guys right now, we're going to listen to Powell for a little while. I mean, we were listening to the SEC stuff this morning. We're going to listen to him basically for like the first, 20, 30 minutes. And then we're probably going to turn him off. The reason for that is that once we get like the overall sentiment, we're not going to really need to know anything else. Well, if there's anything that crazy comes out that he says, it'll just come to the newsfeed and we'll get it there. Ian, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Do you prefer socks or bare feet when? Oh my God, when clapping checks? That's not what you meant there. All right, let's see. GME. Oh baby, we're getting a little jumpy here. We're getting a little jumpy. Again, ahead of Powell. It's going to be interesting. Come on. This is the squeeze. Trust me, bro. No. What did the SEC do today? I mean, nothing too crazy. Just like some more transparency stuff, but we need more. Jay Powell's going to release doves into the market in 30 minutes. Russian Ukraine is another story. Exactly. He's probably going to get asked about that. And they're going to be like, well, what are you going to do? And he's like, I don't know. I just deal with interest rates. GME popping up here. Oh, baby. It is a good day in the market today. I'm having fun. I hope you guys are having some fun too. I believe GME's max. Oh, hold on. Is GME's max pain 110? Oh, shit. Okay. So GameStop's max pain is 110. With the amount of hold up. Wait a minute. Stocks. What's GME at? Oh, shit. Okay. So GME, with where it's at right now, has done a big number 2 on the market maker's face. Because remember what we were talking about, how they weren't hedging? Well, remember, we had to get it outside of a certain range on either one of these stocks in order to see start to go. So GME's max pain is 110. What are they at? 116. That's $6 outside. Now, they might still be in that range where they can sell enough puts to counteract the calls. Let me take a look at where it is right here. No, they're screwed. So what they're going to have to do is start hedging. Now, if people start exercising GME options, or even slightly messing around with buying these at the money calls, which they might, because GME is pumping, the market makers are going to get another big number 2 onto their face. So I don't know, guys. It looks really good. A big number 2. What a potty mouth. Exactly. Yeah. Also, for what's your max pain? I don't know, man. Probably when people ask me if I'm on house arrest and to push AMC to 21 at max pain by the end of the week, even though that's where the market makers would make the most amount of money. That's my max pain. Let's see here. I mean, that was last week. What's going on, guys? Good afternoon, says Trey's Mustache. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Let's see. Put it in reverse. Profit taking there would be smart. Here would be smart. On what? On what, Mike? All righty. Whew. Got a lot of people in here again. I like it. What's up, guys? Yeah, make sure you guys hit that like button on the stream as you're filtering in. Just helps out a whole lot with the algo. You guys have been awesome recently. Awesome. All right. Astro AMC at 21 by this Friday then? No. Max pain this week's 19. So you can't get me. If we finish at 21 this week, oh, that's very, very good. It's probably going to jump. It could. It's probably going to make me regret selling that call that I had. But again, you can't be a complete idiot going into the Fed. Hold on. All right. Amy, whoa, what's the day high? 1815. We're at 1786. GME's at 115.55, looking decent. TLT coming down. Watch SPY to start moving back up a little bit. Can I hit the like button even if I don't like? You can do whatever you want, Jorge. Do whatever your little heart desires. I was a complete idiot going into the Fed, over leveraged on puts. Why'd you do that, though? Cost is up. I know cost is up 29%. Amy's up 11.5. GME's up 16. Like, here's the other thing that we were talking about, guys. Remember last week when we got to wait for the Fed. If the Fed comes out and it's bullish and the market pops, good for us. Here's what we were saying. Remember last week that like most ideal bullish scenario that we were talking about, how if these market makers and these shorts were trying so aggressively to push the price down to get those options out of the money, that they would just start unwinding some of those shorts this week, the next week to try to, because they don't need them. They don't need all of those shorts. They were just using it to try to push it down. Manipulation. That could be a little bit of what we're seeing here. Not even like the core block of shorts, but what's the volume on AMC today? 47 million. It's stepping back up. You have puts going in now too. Not worried yet. Guys, if you're only playing one way on the Fed meeting, you're literally gambling. I don't want to hear, oh no, I lost a bunch of money trying to YOLO on the Fed. Don't do that. If it works, awesome. You want to bet. If you play it both ways, that's slightly smarter. I'm waiting to see what happens. That's what I'm doing over here. Also, anybody got the link? Can somebody send me the link? To Powell. Where is Powell? Where's Powell? I think there's usually like a what do you call it? Fed Reserve. Where's the Fed Reserve? Here it is. Federal Reserve. That's usually where we go for it. Oops. How have they not scheduled this yet? Oh, because it comes out at 2:30. Maybe they're waiting a little bit. Just waiting. Too risky to play before Powell. I agree. We got to wait and see what happens. TLT moving back up. Amy coming down a little bit. GME coming down. They might do these 13 tests and then just come back up. But we want to see new highs off of that. Current cost volume is only 690,000. That's kind of ridiculous. AMC has only started its journey to the moon. Goodbye 17 says Sam. There you go. $350 in dry powder for the option, but which one? Time in the EMA will tell. Yes, it will, AR guy. I'm just gonna be waiting to see what like after it hits 2. I can't. I mean, odd Weeble. I can't get any dailies, which kind of sucks. So I'd have to play the Friday. So I don't know if I'm going to do anything. I might save it for Intel and maybe play something else. Like if AMC starts to run some options there, some at the monies to just kind of say, haha, screw you, market maker. But other than that, let's see. Kathy Wood still buying NNDM. I think so. I haven't taken a look at that in a while. Bank of Canada didn't raise rates. They said rate increase in March. Yep, that's probably what we're going to get to. And that, in my opinion, is right at market expectations. Like right at market expectations. So you can YOLO something like at 159. You can try. Gasparino T, can we view it? His BS to smile? Corey, maybe. Maybe I'll get a little Gasparino rant. Whew! This is going to be a fun day. This is going to be a fun day. Gasp. All right, what's he saying? Okay, well, he's just talking about debt restructuring. And I love how he is going to like phrase it as like breaking news, even though it's been out for like 3 weeks. Got calls and puts on SPY a few days ago for today. When premiums were cheaper. Good play. I mean, you're probably up on both. It's possible that you're, I don't know. RE going to crush the estimates. What's RE? You and TMI have to YOLO something tomorrow after the Fed. Today might be better. Or after the Fed. No, I will do something. I mean, I'm going to play Intel earnings, I think. I just got to see where I want to go by the end of the day. I just got to see, because it's pricing in like 7% right now, which is way higher than what Intel usually is. The highest I've seen it usually is like 5%, but it usually moves big. That's the thing about Intel, where it's like, okay, even if it's pricing in a decent amount, it still moves big. So you can try to, I mean, you can also play the sympathy on like Qualcomm, AMD, maybe even Apple or NVIDIA. You could do that too and do a strangle on them because the premiums will be cheaper. Apple earnings. Oh no, I will 100% play Apple earnings too tomorrow. So I'll do Intel and then I'll play Apple. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. If I hit one of them, I mean, it'll pay for the other one. He's going to show the ankles. Powell's going to show the ankles today. Imagine if Powell just comes up and he's just like ankle. And then everybody's freaks out and is like, oh my God, he knows. Did I get a haircut? I did not, Yucca. Intel releasing a new GPU as well as earnings. Yeah, I mean, that could be good. So their guidance might be all right. Oh, all right, everybody. You have 2 forward puts, 19.24. Would it be gambling to hold until FOMC until there's still? No, you have enough time. 2-4. Oh, that's next week. I think you're all right. Just off on fact, Hester Pierce, former law firm, had a retainer from Citadel. Oh, Shining Fox. I like that. Which one is it? Is it the one that's been like suing like issuing the cease and desist? STV's chair. What's up, man? Dude, you're all crazy about the ankles, huh? SB shares really is all wild with the ankles. It's like AA with no pants. I guess so. SB is J-Pal ankle mean dovish or hawkish? It would be, I would say bullish. It's not even like dove or hawk at that point. That's just like overly bullish in my opinion. Your afternoon videos are clickbaity. DM, which one? Like this? Like this? This? Right here. This one. Right here. Can I get your opinion on Pixie? Pixie's been doing its thing. Up another one. Is SCB still grabbing his? Nah, I'll be. Melvin was wrong. Shill alert. Yeah, exactly. Dude, clickbait would be saying like, I sold my AMC and then like nothing else about like, oh yeah, I actually did it. That's clickbait. Like, what are you talking about? It's a Greg, job him. Your ankles are baity. I guess so, man. I guess so. Now he just always seems mad. Who? Oh, Charles. Oh, he's always Charles. Oh, the $1 trillion problem ones? Well, when there is 180 something $1 trillion of derivative exposure of the large commercial banking institutions, and I put in the title $182 trillion of a problem. That's like the definition of not clickbait. But you can think what you want. It's fine. Let's see. Hester Pierce is probably in Nancy Pelosi's book club. Oh, she could be. She could be. Charlie works for Fidelity. Emotional. Damn. I love those TikToks. Those are so funny. Sup, Vix? What's up? How you doing? Credible White Knuckle. What's up, buddy? Okay, so Amy's coming down to the 13. Spy moving down a little bit. Pixie's coming up a little bit. What time is the talk? So we get the announcement at 2. We get basically the report at 2, and then Powell at 2:30. Powell at 2:30. Let's see. Block trade BRX 1.8 million at 25.55 above the ask. Ooh, interesting. Jim Cramer tweet yesterday 2:45 p.m. Was probably meant for today. Powell speaking. That's interesting. Literally put huge Citadel margin call, but okay. Oh, that's because every 10 seconds yesterday in the live chat, people were asking me, did Citadel get margin called? 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 Because people were spreading it around on Reddit. So it was like, Citadel huge margin call, question mark. And no, disproved that one and the SEC Chicago thing. Let's see. Good. Love this action. Look bullish for the afternoon. Me too, buddy. Me too, buddy. Let's see. Let's see. Amy coming down over here. See, now you're doing it again. People were like, oh, it got margin called. Then it spread around Twitter. I was like, no, they didn't. I was like, people were like, oh, they have a bunch of SPY. It's like, yeah, but they also have 700,000 SPY puts. They're probably fine. Like, come on. Let's see. Hey, first time watcher, Ken Griffin's secret account. There you go. My account recovered 5K today. Keep it going. There you go, Corey. Atta boy. Let's see. Oh, you got me on that one. Same time there, broke the stoke. It's Kenny. Got my new flavor, liquid IV. You trying to take? You trying strawberry? Atta boy. Atta boy. There you go. Oh, Amy popping back up here. I like it. I like it. Pixie, we don't really need. I mean, Pixie's got high short interest. It could get going. Okay, so going into Powell, the market's probably just going to go flat right into Powell. I mean, it would make sense. It wouldn't really make a whole lot of sense for it to go like way up or way down ahead of the Fed report coming out, but you never know. Like yesterday, we were like, all right, the market's probably chilling out ahead of Powell, and then it just goes on an absolute moon mission. You think Tesla's going to 1,200 after hours? Interesting. You don't think those SEC Chicago tweets are a little suspect? Not really. We've seen those things happen a lot of times in the past. We've seen liquidation ones come out. We've seen, we were talking about that last summer, the halts, because something was coming out about those trading halts like in the summer. And we were like, okay, well, this is when they would do it. So that's not new news. But people were like, oh, here we go. It's like, nah, we've been talking about that for a while. You just gotta you gotta keep your expectations at bay when you're thinking about that type of stuff. Boom, boom, Powell. Dude, we were going on an absolute moon mission today. 10% on AMC so far. 15% on GME. Let's see. Can you zoom in on GME? Yeah. Yeah, here you go. Tesla beating earnings plus new plans. Oh, they might. I mean, Tesla's earnings are just going to be really, really, really expensive. Like to play, it's going to be super expensive. AMC's just touching the 13 right now. SPY just going to probably trade flat into Powell. TLT will probably do something similar as well. TLT coming down a little bit. Insider trading. What happened? Today is so nice. Yeah, man, it's good. It's good. It feels good today. Rates go up. If rates go up, they won't because they haven't finished the taper yet. How many shares did they borrow against AMC today? It's like 500,000. Yeah, 577. Oh, now they got 792,000 and 1.56 million return. 1:40 p.m. on what? What do you see at 1:40 p.m.? I just think they know Powell has good news. That's why I say insider trading. Gotcha. Rates won't go up until March. Yeah, I don't think they will either. They would have to do like an emergency rate hike, which I don't see them doing. That would tank everything. Break and hold over 1775. I think we see a run to 1993. For the low price of 1999, you can get 1, F you to hedge funds, 2, screw you to the market maker. All right. Let's see. Yeah, for everybody filtering in right now, make sure you guys hit that like button on the stream. Just helps out a whole lot with the algorithm. Let's have some fun today. For Blizzard, when's Activision? Is Activision today? Cost is ripping today. 1979 says Yucca. Yucca, aren't you like 14 years old? Shouldn't you be in school right now? Didn't you say that to me yesterday? Like, if you're in high school, you should be in school. If you're in college, you don't have to go to anything. I mean, you probably should, but like, whatever. Okay. You can hold the low for AMC for the low price of free. How are we playing Intel? I wouldn't do it if you know what you're doing. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't do it if you don't know what you're doing. They can increase rates and decrease taper at the same time, though. Right, but they said that they weren't going to. Like, no. They have not increased the Fed funds rate yet. They have to come out and be like, Fed funds rate increase, rate hike. And I highly doubt that they're going to do that. It's very unlikely that they would do such a thing. If they do, market, bye-bye. Did I see? I did. So tell me how to do it, Vix. Okay. So right now, it's okay. Hold on. Let me see. Okay. SV share. Thank you so much for the super. I appreciate that, man. Someone clip his ankle and make an NFT nap time. All right. No. Okay. So Intel right here. This is how you play Intel. You go to the option chain. You go both, you add the at the money strike. Right now, I mean, it's pricing in about 7%. So you would need like double what the market is pricing in. Now, for this week, the premiums are way jacked up. That's why it's pricing in so much because of what we've seen on basically the whole market coming into Powell and all of the AM7. That was funny. So the premiums are insane. So what you do then is you don't go for the weekly, you go for the next week. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some deeper out of the money contracts, probably 2x or 2.5x what the market's pricing in for their earnings. So 14%-ish out of the money each side. It's probably where I'm going to go. 14, 15% out of the money. Depending on where the cheap contracts are, I still want them to be cheap. If it's going to be too expensive, I'm going to be like, no. But the thing that does is it decreases IV crush and fade, and it gives you a little bit more time on it too. So if it moves, you can still play the continuation move after. So let's say Powell comes out and something bad happens. Now and if Intel tanks on earnings, well, the market's going to trend down. Intel's probably going to trend down, and then you just see a bunch of nonsense in the whole market, and you're good to go. But if it's the opposite, well, you had calls too, and you still have a lot of time on them. You just need it to move. Intel is typically a big mover on earnings. That's why I like to play them. Well, I streamed the Fed speech. Yeah, we're gonna be streaming Powell. I'll pay $20 for an ankle photo. I'm sorry, man. That's not how ankles work. I'm sorry. Intel popping back up here. Yeah, I mean, it's up 2.5% today. I mean, the market's also up 1.5. So Amy's up about 9.9% right now. GME 15.42. I like it. You graduated from homeschool last year? That's pretty cool. Good for you, buddy. All right, people. 16 minutes until the report. 16. Do we throw the SPY on the 1 minute candle just to see how crazy it's going to be? We could do that. It's fun doing that. I'm just messing with you, says STV share. That's fine. What's the options? Book looking doing for AMC, see any sentiment. I mean, you could look at unusual whales. If you look at the volume on it, like volume on the put side is pretty heavy. Volume on the call side, where is it? Volume on the call side is really heavy at 18 and 17 and 16. So they're screwing over the market maker here. They're doing it on GME too. That's kind of what we were talking about earlier. BBBY with a candle. Not really, a little bit, little bit. It's up 1.33%, looking decent. I mean, the market's probably just going to stay calm until Powell. 15 more minutes. We need an NFT of STV's ankles. No, because then everybody's going to just be like, "Oh, you're leeching off the community," and it's like, okay, well, I mean, I'm not going to do that. We're here for the info. Happy birthday, STV's chair. I appreciate that, buddy. Intel barely ever moves. That's not true. Intel moves a lot on earnings. Intel barely moves on a day-to-day basis, but on earnings, that thing moves. Usually to the downside, too. That's when you typically see the craziness. All righty. Yeah, also, if you guys don't mind hitting that like button on your way in, just helps out with the algorithm. We got Powell coming up soon. We got the report. It's going to get wild. It should get wild. The most unlikely option is a dud, and it just does nothing. Bought a couple of cheap puts on the SPY when it was at its highest earlier today. Hopefully they print after Powell speaks. Mike, you're gambling, buddy. You're gambling. Be very, very careful. Are you buying SPY options today? I had some calls right around this 1348 cross here. I was kind of riding them up here, and just kind of ditched them like right in this green candle right here. So I was probably down like 10, I think it was 10, 12% was what it was. And I just cut them because I was like, all right, after this point, after one, it's probably just going to trade flat until earnings. If it was going to make a move, this was the move. So yeah, I'm going to be waiting. I'm going to be waiting on Powell just to see what happens. Intel is like 50% on earnings consistently. Easy play. Yeah. My like button was halted. Yuck. I don't know about that. Just during your report. What report are we waiting on? Ho, ho, ho. It's the Fed meeting. The Fed meeting is going to be interesting. So Bed Bath & Beyond coming down a little bit here. SPY moving down a little. GME and AMC just kind of doing their own thing today, which I do like. Powell save us. He might come out super dovish and just kind of screw everybody's puts and just be like, sorry. No more puts for you, Powell. No more puts for you. Alrighty. I used 2 out of my 3 day trades on Netflix. How'd it go, Trophy Hunter? Bought calls for UVXY. Hopefully they print after the talk. AM7. If you're playing one way, you're gambling. I'm going to say, like, you might hit it, but you're gambling. You're taking a 50-50 bet on like, all right, if the SPY goes up, I'm screwed. If the SPY goes down, then I'm not screwed. That's kind of what you're doing here. Be careful. I'm not in with the premiums on SPY. I'm not touching anything until after. I think Powell will be bullish. I think he will be too. No way he's dovish. He's going to, okay, so what I think is he's going to try to be right in the middle. He's going to be like, all right, well, everything's kind of gnarly right now, but we're still positive about the overall outlook going. And we get GDP at the end of this week. Like, things could get wild. Trophy Hunter says, bro, what happened? I haven't seen Netflix today. Word on the street is he's going to raise interest rate 0.25, which is low. That is not the word on the street. The word on the street is he's not going to do that. He's going to manipulate just like always. If he raises interest rates, the market's not pricing that in, I don't think. I mean, we did have a big move to the downside, but if he does that, it's just going to go down. You made like 2,300%. The hell has Netflix been doing today, bro? 2%? How did you play the up and then the down? Is that what happened? I mean, if you did, good for you, buddy. Like, that's gnarly. Good for you. Little 1348 there. Is that how you're losing? AM7, one of us will be right. Yeah. Will Powell talk affect my extended warranty? Probably yes. Oh, bought them 2 days ago. Gotcha. 3 to 4 hikes, 0.25 each is what I hear. Yes. That's what the market's pricing in. What do we got right now? 1766 on AMC. We got SPY just kind of hanging around. TLT moving down a little bit here. So people flowing out of bonds a little bit here. Interesting. Isn't today 1 year anniversary of the squeeze? I mean, I think it started to run today, but the big run, I think, was 28th. That's also when the buy button got cut because they were screwing around. I think the hike in March is already included in the price. Was hell of a dip. Yes, I would have to agree with that too. But I don't think they're going to do it now. Like, there's no, I highly doubt they're going to do a rate hike now. If they do, the market's going to just have a struggle. See, now you guys are screwing with my head. Now I want to get a deep YOLO TLT put or a TL. No, I'm not going to do it. You guys are messing with my head. I'll wait till it comes out and then we do something. That's what we're going to do. I like your channel. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. We've been trying to reach you about your vehicle's extended warranty. Well, sorry about that. 3 or 4 rate hikes all today. No. You think he does? Then buy puts, bro. If you think he does, then make sure you put yourself in the position for a rate hike. I just don't think he's going to. I really don't. Do it. You'll be cool. No, not going to happen. Fed raising its key interest rate 3 times this year, starting in March. Exactly. Yeah. So that's exactly. So that's what it's pricing in. It's pricing in. It starts in March. Max Payne 19 for AMC and 110 for GME. BBBY, is it going now? It was getting up there a little. Did it take that? Yeah, it's looking good now. 1%. Amy coming down, Jimmy coming down. SPY just kind of holding up a little bit here. Bear flag on the 5-minute on SPY. A little bit right here. You should short the VIX. I mean, that would mean everything goes up. Philip, you kind of phrase that a weird way. Like, I'm gonna read this out to you, and then you tell me if this sounds weird or not. Ready? Philip, are you ready here? I remember when you had your big reveal on TMI during the spring of last year. Here's where it gets a little suspicious. Has TMI ever said when he will reveal himself? I know what you're saying. It just came out wrong. No. I think he has a couple of times, but we'll see. I don't know exactly how. Make sure to hit the like button, guys. Thank you, Nicholas. I appreciate that. Powers is raised to 5%. No. All right, people, we got 9 minutes until Powell. Here we go. Lol, yeah, didn't mean it that way. Phil, it just happens, bud. I know. 9 minutes till Powell. Yep. Oh, Igor, thank you so much for the super, buddy. I appreciate that. Thanks for coming in with the Russian rubles. I appreciate that. Puts on SCV's OnlyFans. Nope. Calls. All calls on the OnlyFans. SPY hanging very flat until Powell. Did you miss the ankle reveal? Yeah, it was on 100% rate hike. No. Powell hour. We're gonna play Powell on, Powell off. 9 minutes until minutes. It's not the minutes, it's gonna be like the report. All right, people. Get ready. I hope everybody's ready. It's gonna get gnarly. FOMC press conference. They have started the stream, but it starts at 2:30. Let's short Jerome Powell. Please don't do that. Okay. Can we get an SDC or text? Yeah. Smile Direct Club or text. Here we go, people. Dun, dun, dun. I have to do a history project tonight, and I don't want to do it. 31.4% estimated short interest. We got 22% average cost to borrow, 99.8% utilization. Whew. All righty. Spend it on vodka. Igor, thanks, bud. I appreciate that. All right. Yeah, we got that Padawan Porter. We were talking about that a little bit earlier. All right, let's get ready. Let's get ready for this. 331% short interest on AMC. Yucca? No. It's like 20. Oh, SPY with a pop here. Hold on. Did somebody figure something out? Uh-oh. Did somebody figure something out? I don't know. Hold on. Little bit of a SPY pop here. Uh-oh. Hold on. Did somebody get the news? Come on. It's the report at 2 and Powell speaking at 2:30. You're right, Henry. You are correct. Live look at XRP's. I mean, everything's kind of starting to BBY down. Amy not getting a pop. SPY liked it. I mean, GME's at 114.80 right. Oops, hold on. I did not mean to do that. Pelosi got SPY calls. No, that was Lou buying. That was what it was. Are you trading at 2 or waiting until Powell talks? You'll see the overall direction the market's going to pick before Powell comes on. Insider spotted. We're insider watching right here. The volume on that candle is not too crazy. So, I mean, let's see what happens. It just kind of happened. Oh, it's coming up. Hold on. This is getting interesting. Does somebody know something? I bet Nancy knows what Powell is going to say. Oh, I bet she does too. I guarantee you she knows what Powell's going to say. Like 100%. 100% Nancy knows. All righty. Someone turned the algo on too early. They're getting fired. No, not yet. Might have to refill the hedgy tiers after Jerome comes out and just cooks everybody's puts. Pelosi is the algorithm. Pelosi's composite band. Not a hedge fund. 1930 close. Just a guess. All right, there you go. Up $1,000 today. I did take some risk. 2 calls expiring today on SPY. 1 put. The new guy. There you go, bud. I like that. Crushing it over there, man. Pelosi wrote Powell's speech. That's funny. She might have. Who knows? Actually, let's see if we get any more institutional ownership changes on Amy over here. Let's see what we got. What is this? Nah, none of the big boys yet have done anything. We should be getting these 13F soon. Like this week or next week should be 13F time. You'll join the Discord soon, you promise? The new guy, hey man, if you're crushing it, I mean, it's only just going to give you a really, really bigger picture of what's going on. It's just going to show you where more opportunity is. So if you can do it, I mean, you don't need to. We'd love to have you in there, but if you're crushing it now, like, I mean, yeah, if you guys want to hop in there, the link to the free part of the Discord is up in the top. We'd love to have you. This is going to blow. I just checked the last 6 Intel earnings at BDP has 6 times, beat our revenue 5 times, but still always moved down big time, 5 to 16% on the next day. Exactly. That's why I like Intel's earnings. Because it typically always moves down, but you get a big move regardless. There were some 13Fs for end of November that show 150K more institutional. Yeah, but end of November that's when they came out with those. That's for Q3. We're waiting on Q4. We're trying to get all those Q4 numbers. We're getting a lot heads or tails on which Powell we get. It's going to be a dove or is he going to be a hawk? Dove or hawk? What are we looking at for Powell? What are we thinking? What do you guys think? Do you think he's going to be, okay, we'll phrase it this way because I don't know if everybody understands what dovish or hawkish is. Bullish or bearish, do you think, is what Powell's going to be? Do you think he's going to, we got 3 minutes. SPY's trying to get a little bit of action here. The institutions are coming in. You going to be a hawk, dove, pigeon. You guys are funny. I like you guys. All right. Either way, we make money. True. Dove, chicken. They show 13F filings daily. No. This is once a quarter. And people always like to be like, oh my God, they bought today. It's like, no, they didn't. They bought like a whole quarter ago. Chicken, buzzard. This is as we create a poll for the chat to vote whether dovish or hawkish. All right, everybody stop spamming. We'll do a poll. Actually, it's not even worth it now. We have 2 minutes. All righty, everybody. It's about to go down. We have less than 2 minutes until Jerome comes. This is going to get wild. Make sure you guys hit that like button on the stream. Let's get some more people in here. This is going to be crazy. I mean, again, remember, so when the report comes out in 2 minutes, you are going to see the SPY freak out. It's just going to go, it's going to do something. It's probably going to have an initial move to the downside. Probably what's going to happen. Now, if that initial move to the downside corresponds with hawkish statements by Powell, then watch out, it'll continue to go down. But if it's not and the initial move is just down, then it's going to rip right back up. But the initial move is typically to the downside. Is that the mass gang coming in? Is that what we got over here? Hold on. Hold up. Wait a minute. Everyone destroy that like button and sub. Henry, I appreciate that, buddy. Powell will be an ape. That would be pretty sweet. All right. Less than a minute to go. Here we go. SPY's just kind of flickering around here. Let's see what's going to happen. I hope everybody's excited. It's coming down. No, it is 2 p.m. 2 p.m. is when we get the notice here. 2 p.m. is when you get the notice. 2:30 is when Powell speaks. So the actual bulk of the information comes out at 2, and then we get Powell's remarks at 2:30. But he just reiterates what was said at 2. Mass gang, what's up, people? All right. Can we get max pain on Pelosi? We're about to get potentially some max pain or some minimum pain on the market. Let's see. I'll zoom this out a little bit on the SPY so you guys can see it. I'll zoom things out a little bit. So when this move does happen, we don't have to go absolutely wild with moving our charts. Ho, ho, ho. Here we go. Welcome back, Lawrence. I appreciate it. TLT going down. Oh, yeah. Let's get TLT up here really quickly. We have less than a minute to go. It's about to come out. Hold your horses. TLT selling off. This is going to be cool. Are we turning Powell on and Powell off? Yeah, we will. All right, 2 p.m. The report is out. The market is popping off of it. I like it. Hold on. Fed rate decision in less than 2 minutes. Hold up. Federal Reserve keeps the federal funds rate unchanged. So no rate hike at this meeting. Fed says asset purchases to conclude in March. So the rate hike will be coming in March, essentially. Fed says will soon be appropriate to raise rates. That is the news that is coming out. TLT is popping off of this. So SPY is starting to freak out a little bit here. This is getting interesting. So Amy getting a little bit of a pop here. GME popping up a little bit. Let's see what if we're going to get any more news over here. Hold up. Mass gang, what's up, people? All right, everything's starting to get a little jumpy here. So hold on. Fed balance sheet shrinking to start after rate hikes commence. Okay, so that they're trying to shrink their balance sheet by the end of the year. So hold on. So we got an initial pop in the SPY. It is coming back down now. Well, SPY might start selling off right here. Watch out. Watch out, people. It's getting a little volatile. NASDAQ 100 extend dollar holds gain after the Fed policy decision. So that has to do a little bit with inflation. Let's see over here. We'll just prop it up a bit more. No, they are starting to tighten. That is what we're seeing. We're seeing the tightening. TLT with a giant red candle now all the way back down. Watch out above on the SPY. This could get interesting. Let's rip now. We could easily start to rip. If the SPY starts moving up like this on the Fed meeting, on this little notice right here, everything's going to start to get really bullish. Doc, you just had a pop up and down again. No, everything will start to have a pop. Federalreserve.gov is currently down. That is interesting. So the actual Fed website, I've just gotten a notice that it is down. What just happened? The Fed. We expect that reducing the balance sheet size will start after the process of increasing the target range for the federal funds rate. So here comes the SPY. It is most likely going to start coming up a decent amount here. This is a good thing that we're seeing out of the market right here. US Fed keeps inflation rates near zero amid surging inflation. The SPY is getting jumpy. Do I regret that I sold my SPY calls? Yes, but at the same time, I would have needed to play it both ways in order for those to really start to pay out. But yeah, TLT really hitting down here. TLT is really starting to sell off here. So here we go. New day high on the SPY. Yep. US stocks extend gains. Amy popping up here at 1780. GME is trying to get up a little bit. 115 right now. Everything's starting to get a little bit jumpy over here. I like it. If we close around 1930, can I be a mod for 10 minutes? Not a hedge fund. I might mod you anyway. Let's see. Come on, Jimmy. Yeah, you know what? Not a hedge fund. You can get a mod spot right here. You know what? I like it. Not a hedge fund. Welcome to the mod squad. All right. FOMC red line. Hold on. All right. I don't know what they're doing here. Oh, they're talking about, okay. So interesting. So everything's starting to pop a little bit here. SPY 444. It is coming up. I like it. Starting to get a little bit jumpy on everything here. 1348 already crossed a little while ago. TLT is still selling off here. Still selling off. Where's Intel? Because Intel is the premiums might get jacked on Intel now. Intel got a candle here. AMC got a little candle. Hold up. Yeah. So everybody that's in the Discord right now, you are about to start to get a shitload of alerts. Now, if you want to take them, you can, but the SPY is going to flicker around. So you can see it right now. The spot, everything's starting to go a little bit crazy. Love your play-by-play, SCB. Thank you, Amy. I appreciate that. Yeah, for everybody new filtering in right now, make sure you guys hit that like button on the stream. Hold on. S&P Consumer Discretionary Index jumps 3%. Intel coming up. Amy, come on, get a little action here. I don't know what to do with my hands. Not a hedge fund. What's up, man? Just don't put them under your desk. Whew. All righty. Oh, baby. Things are about to start heating up in the market, everybody. Oh, 50 million in volume on AMC. Yeah, 51. Hold on. Did we just get a blue bloop? Oh, not yet. I thought I got a blue bloop. Give Amy the taps. Oh, average 8. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Is it blue blooping or is that just my screen freaking out? TMI, if you're popping in and out right now, I think I can see you trying to do it. My name is Justin Frozen Peas and Meat Juice. What's up, buddy? Welcome. All right. SPY above the daily SMA 200. Yeah, SPY's looking good right here. 442.75. Premium's just probably spiked. All right, GME moving down now. Hold on. Amy 1760 right now. Let's see what SPY does. I mean, it's a big move from 440. It's like a $4 move in the SPY, but it didn't hold yet. If it starts to really rally into the end of the day, things could get gnarly. Damn, you're good at catching the chat, dude. I try. I just try to read everybody's stuff. He's hacking it. Is he here yet? Nah. Oh, hold on. U.S. Fed Fund futures still imply 4 rate hikes in 2022 after the Fed statement. Everything is right around the expectations that we wanted to see. So let's see what we have here. Where's the SPY? What are these? Expensive. Expensive SPY contracts. Expensive. All right. Up $9,500 today. Attaboy. Attaboy. Is Powell on yet? No, Powell comes out at 2:30, so we're going to get a little bit of time. Ooh, here comes the SPY. All right, let's see what happens here with the SPY. TLT, let's get TLT over here for a bit and see what's going to happen. TLT is still coming down. SPY is starting to make its way up here. It is up 2% right now. Everything's looking pretty bullish in the overall market. This is a head fake. Nope, we would have already seen it happen. We would have already seen it come up and come right back down. It usually happens pretty quick on the SPY when that does happen. So what are we at right now? 443. Interesting on the overall market. It looks decent. It looks decent over here. Can we look at gamma ramps on what? What do you want to look at a gamma ramp on? All right, TLT moving back up here. Amy's coming back up. Element, fine, lucid green. There you go. Rates remain the same, says Unusual Whales. Yep, SPY is starting to get a nice pop here. Ooh, let's see if it can really take out that previous day high. Amy coming back up. I like it. Powell does speak at 2:30. Ooh, SPY's getting volatile over here. Volatile SPY. I like you. I like it. Thanks again, SCV. TLT, don't want no scrubs. No, TLT is still coming down. Watch SPY. I want to see it break out of this level here and really start to get going. Amy 1777, right around Declaration of Independence. GME 115.59. Everything's looking pretty solid right now. PBIG and AIM. Gamma ramp. Okay, so you'd see the gamma ramp really start to reflect tomorrow on AMC. Like, look at the volumes over here on the call side. So 44. Let me refresh this actually to see if we can get actually more data. 44,000 on the 18, 27,000 on the 17, 12,000 on the 16. A lot of volume coming in on the AMC options chain. So SPY kind of moving back down here. We have TLT still kind of hanging out. Let's see what happens with the SPY here. Directed desk at New York Fed to increase SOMA holdings of Treasury securities by at least 20 billion during monthly purchase period beginning February 14th. Interesting. TLT moving down. Let's see what happens with SPY. This is a small move in crypto terms. Yeah. Crypto went boom. Interesting. Interesting. All right. So we're going to get Powell in about 22 minutes. We have AMC doing good. TLT coming back up a little. Watch out on the SPY. Brian, thank you so much for the super chat, man. I appreciate that. Thanks so much for everything you and the gang have done to educate all of us. Can't wait to meet you and everyone else after MOAS. Dude, me too. That's going to be a fun time. That is going to be a very fun time. Thanks, bro. Auto Marker King, anytime, man. Down 40% and up 17% at the same time. That's what happens when IV is super high like this. All right, TLT moving back down. SPY is looking like it wants to get going a little bit here. We need to hit max pain on AMC. Well, GME is already well over max pain by about $5. AMC's max pain is 19 for this week. With the at the money and in the money call purchases, that could easily get pushed down a little bit more. Moving to Miami after MOAS. There you go, buddy. Where's TMI? Everyone beat him. I sent him the link. Yeah, he definitely has the link. Let me look, see here. Am I related to Powell? I am not. I am not. All right, let's see. All righty. Amy coming back up. Let's see. TLT kind of coming up a little bit here. Hold your horses on the SPY. Let's see. Oh, he's walking Nipsey. Ah, gotcha. Let's see. MOAS. Here we go. Not MOAS directly right away. TLT moving back up. We have Amy coming back up too. All righty. Riot blowing up. Sold covered calls at 26. That's not great. That is not great. All right. Here's what we need. We need some rockets and basketballs here, I think. I think that's what we need out of everybody. Rockets and basketballs. MOAS in Miami. There we go. All right. TLT coming back down. SPY trying to move back up a little bit. Amy is still at 1777. GME's trying to get a little push here. Again, we're going to get Powell in 20 minutes. Let's see what he's got to say. BBIG. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. See here. All right. So BBIG is, it did get a couple of candles. It's up 5.68%. Yeah, nothing else too crazy going on with the news here. I do want to have TLT up here though. TLT coming down. SPY just kind of hanging out here. Can't wait for 21. I mean, 21 with max pain of whatchamacallit. Ooh, SPY moving back down here. Hold on. Hold your horses, everybody. Hold up. SPY dropping right back down from where it came from. Thanks, Lou. Interesting. Smash that like. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Okay. SPY is now moving back down. Very interesting moves going on in the market, people, especially with Powell. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Coming back down to about even, which was, in my opinion, kind of the least likely outcome that we were going to see. Am I going to stream the Fed meeting? Of course I am. Of course I am. TLT moving back up here. Watch out below on the SPY. All righty. What do we got going on over here? Let's see. 5-minute candles make you sleepy? Yeah. All right. SPY's freaking out a little. This is a wild move happening over here. Fake head or something like that. It might be, or it just starts to pump back up again. I don't know. TLT bouncing. It is coming back up off of the lows. It is coming back up off of the lows, people. Wasn't the original rate hikes for 3, not 4? No, it was 3 or 4 was essentially what they were saying. They were like, oh, 3 or 4. Yeah, so for everybody filtering in right now, make sure you guys hit that like button on the stream if you guys don't mind. Just helps out a whole lot. If you don't want to, that's fine too. Just helps out a whole lot over here. Did I miss the Fed talk? No. We have about 18 more minutes until the Fed comes back on. Should have kept those hedge puts. No, you'd still be down on them. AMC news just hit. On what? On what, Jorge? Market just chugged a Red Bull. Have I made $1 million on AMC yet? Says Austin Allen. No. What do you think? What, bro? How many rate hikes did the report say? Well, the report suggested in the futures essentially that are going to be like projecting this still are pretty much unchanged at about, it's like 3 to 4 rate hikes getting up to about 0.75 or 1% by the end of the year. You act like it's supposed to go straight up or down. No, it is supposed to. It will. Well, no, it's not going to go straight up or down. It does like a little bit of a weird move and then just reverses right away and then just starts trending. This is a weird one where it pops up and then just comes right back down. It's like a shark fin. Like if you look at it on the 1 minute, this is just a shark fin. They just shark finned the SPY. Bedelita squawked about AMC and GME reversing. Yeah. I will be streaming the Fed talk. Yes. I will be streaming Jerome Powell's comments. Do you know you could rhyme Powell and Owl? I did. I did know that. AMC Fidelity news. Let's see. Rubber stamping? Charged Fidelity with improperly rubber stamping to trade options, saying the blatantly unethical practice allowed ineligible retail investors to trade in meme stocks. Whoa. This is interesting. He said one investor submitted 11 applications in a week, including a sudden change in his job title from scientist to CEO. This is crazy. Options give. Wow, this is interesting. All right, that's a pretty interesting statement right there. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, Amy coming down. The SPY is now on its way down. TLT popping up. Interesting. Hoo, 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 hoo. Market is doing its thing over here. Uh-oh. UVXY boom boom candle, says Corey. Yep, yep. SPY just took a number 2. Big number 2 all the way down here to 438. That's a big move. I am one of those people that got denied a bunch of times in Fidelity. Interesting. Not surprised, says Brother Ape. Yeah, it's very, very whippy. So boring on the 5-minute chart. But if you look at the 1-minute chart, oh boy, it's like, meow. All right. Powell, we'll get him in 15 minutes. We'll get Powell in 15. Either keep inflation hot or tank the market and asset prices. I think they will lean towards inflation. Well, that's kind of what the report said. The report basically said, yeah, we're gonna pretty much be fine. Like we're gonna pretty much keep things until March. So remember what I was saying? It was like, oh yeah, they're not gonna start the rate hikes until they finish the taper. And they were in this report, it said, okay, we're gonna finish the taper in March and then rate hike. Let's see. I'm a little suspicious about this sell-off. I mean, now TLT's coming back down. It's, ooh, here comes the SPY. Weakness. How long until transparency to kick in? It's like they just voted to like propose the rule and then go vote on it. It's very, very weird. And again, transparency, that's not going to be the end all be all. I don't know. I mean, I don't know why anybody would say that is going to be the end all be all of securities lending transparency. It's not at all. But we're trying to, I mean, it's a great first step in the right direction. Chris, thank you so much for the super, buddy. I appreciate that. Fidelity is being sketchy. Are my shares okay there? Your shares are pretty much, they're not going to like, I don't know what people see. I get what you're saying, but like, what are they going to do? Like if you're worried about like people turning off the buy button, it's like if one broker does it, they're all going to do it. So if one has to do it, it's going to be a problem with clearing corporations. And what the brokers have. I mean, Robinhood did take some steps to basically have more liquidity, but yeah, you should be fine with Fidelity. It's an issue with them essentially saying, oh, you allowed too many people to be able to trade options. So TLT on its way back down now. SPY is not really getting a move back up, though. The buyers aren't stepping in yet. They're not convinced. Yet. When we moon, are we going to have an ankle game meetup at Wing House? I've never been to a Wing House, but I'm down for it. If shills actually were infiltrating the chat, how can they not simply be laughing their ass off at this point? What do you mean? SPY knocking on that 200 EMA. Yeah, it is right here on the 5-minute. Let's see. The 1348 is about to cross right here. And then once it breaks down below the 200, that would be put time. SPY puts are looking good right now. Mike, attaboy. You aren't playing the Fed talk? I am. I will be playing the Fed talk when it starts in 12 minutes. Let's see. They're trying really hard. Yeah. Ooh. Let's see. Where's GME doing? GME's kind of hanging flat. Ooh, hold on. Ooh, nope. GME's kind of hanging flat over here at 115.86. Amy got a little bit of a sell-off here, 17.25, along with the SPY coming down. Let's see what's going to happen. Whew, what's the good word with Jay Powell? He's kind of keeping everything kind of the same. The market's not liking it right now, though. The price of BBIG is almost exactly what it was this day last year. Interesting. Bear trap. I see people were saying head fake when it was coming up and then bear trap now when it's coming down. So who knows? I mean, this is going to be a wild time. I mean, Jerome is going to give us a little bit more guidance as to like what to expect with rate hikes and the overall state of the economy. If he comes out super dovish and he's just going to pump everything, then we're good. Why would that lady Hester not want market transparency? Because she's lazy. So that Hester lady was extremely lazy. She was like, it's going to take too much time to read. And I was like, okay, this lady is just the worst. Does that mean the tapering will be more aggressive since they will stop in March? No, they already sped up the taper. Hester was lazy. Hester's very lazy. Everything was already priced in. Pretty much. That's why I would have expected to see the SPY actually come up off of this. So this move made a lot of sense. But now it's like, interesting. So the market didn't like something that was said, and we're probably going to get more details on it when Jerome starts to talk. It's too much paperwork. Exactly. They already said tapering in March. That's already priced in. Yep, 100%. Lazy or evil? More of both. I would say both. Shouldn't we be flooding the deep in the money strike 50 cents to $50 on every expiration between today and 2024? They'd have to keep us under 5 for 2 years to save themselves to avoid max pain. Nah, you're just going to bring max pain down. You can do that if you decide that you want to, but I can't come out and say buy these contracts. That's not how this works. Let's see. Short hedgers are about to be real mad with where we are at before this talk. I mean, we're up 7%. GME is up 15.5%. This is the first solid green day that we've seen in a long time. Wall Street, it's the block. I completely agree with you there, man. That would be pretty wild. That would be wild. Yeah, so if you guys don't mind hitting that like button on the stream, it just helps out a whole lot. With the algorithm going into this Powell talk, we are going to play it. So we have 10 minutes left until we're going to get Jerome. I sold my shorts. I don't see much. You can't sell your shorts. You would have already sold it. You mean you covered it, closed it? Lou just got to step in again. A lazy villain would be a cakewalk for a superhero. Exactly. She's just like, I got paid. I don't want to vote. She'd be like, I did my part. No, Powell shouldn't be speaking right now. I mean, I can click on it. Hold on. He should not be speaking yet. No, it's at 2:30. Hold up. More notifications over here. What are we getting? Let's see. SPY buyers, please fall. Please, for the love of God, where are you? Man, that's what I was saying before. You cannot play these events one way, because if you do, you're just gambling. Oh, you sold your puts. Gotcha. Amy, so about 8% right now, trying to make a little bit of a move back up here. TLT, just kind of hanging out. SPY trying to move back up here. Can I please do an Ortex update? Yeah, we can do a little Ortex update on AMC and GME. AMC. Dun, dun, dun. All right, what's going on here? Million shares borrowed, 1.57 million returned, 20.64% estimated short interest on AMC. GME, what are we looking at? Net borrow of 31,000 shares, 20.59% estimated short interest, higher cost to borrow over here. I don't know how it's negative. That's really nonsense. 85% utilization. Pretty good. Not bad. GME pushing. Ooh, it's getting a candle over here. It's trying over here. The buyers are trying to step back in on this thing. Bring on the 6%, Powell. Nah. Stop repeating what you type. I didn't. They still have not covered. Yes, that is correct. All right. SPY, nonsense. AMC, 1725 right now. GME, 115, looking decent. Get it over with, Powell. Not a dead cat. 100%, man. AMC and GME short interest almost the same. Yeah, in terms of a percentage, they are getting close. The reported data, no. AMC's is still much higher from the last time it was reported. We're going to have to see what happens on GME on the next one to see how many shares were borrowed on AMC. Rewind it like 30 seconds. I'm not going over there again. Can I check your stocks because I'm an idiot and can't do my own thinking? Jim, that was rude. News, Biden trying to print another 1 trillion in stimulus. If that was true, you would see a giant green bar on the SPY. Thanks for live streaming this, Stephanie. Anytime. All right, so we got about 7 minutes until Powell comes on. We are going to be listening, and we're going to have the charts up at the same time. You don't really need to see Powell. I mean, I know I can already predict this right now. People are going to be like, put the video on. It's like, no, we're going to be watching the charts and listening to Powell. That's how we're going to be doing things over here. Next earnings for AMC should be the first or second week of March. Bank of Canada does what the Fed does. I knew after I heard Bank of Canada wouldn't raise rates, more easy money. Yep. But dude, look at what these people ask from you. I have to. That's like my job over here. GME hanging out. We know we don't need to put the video on. I'm letting you know right now, we're going to be watching the charts and we're going to be listening to Powell. And I know every single time it happens, TLT coming down, watch the SPY. So I have to try to move up here. Listening to Powell, I mean, we've already gotten the kind of notice of like what's going to be like what he's going to say. He's just going to reiterate some of these statements. Counselor Murray, thank you so much for the super chat, buddy. I appreciate that. Will Powell show his ankles? No, kind of wish. I wish he would. SPY moving up. Let's see. No need for laxatives when there's talk about shark fin on Tesla, shark fin on everything. Pretty much a shark fin on almost that. SPY moving back up now. TLT coming down. All right. 5 minutes till Powell, people. Hopefully you guys are ready. That was Jim Cramer. Interesting. They already decided last night how much they were going to raise interest rates, so it already understood. No. This was the announcement of it. Powell on, video off. Yeah, we are going to play Powell on, Powell off. Jim Cramer is crying as we speak. Good. He's kind of being an a-hole. He's probably going to be walking around tonight with no clothes on and one shoe. Have you guys seen that video where I don't know if that's actually him, but it really looks like him. Powell is napping. Nah, it might be. Yeah, show both ankles, Vix. What's wrong with the other? What are you pulling? That's the one that the ankle monitor is on, remember? Because I'm apparently on house arrest. What's the move's already happened. Guys, it's already started to go. Like the market's already kind of flickering around. It might be waiting for Powell a little bit to say something, but I mean, the market already pretty much knows what Powell's going to say. Apros, thank you so much for that super. I appreciate that. Well, there goes my trading career. Sneaky investor. What happened? What happened? Did you play it one way when I said like 17 times? Probably not a good idea to do that. Turn the chart upside down on AMC? No. Powell eating pudding. Interesting. Let's see. Amy. Video is wild. Waiting for his Q&A. Yeah, he's going to come out with his statements in a minute. Let me look. 26. Yeah, nothing's on. This is what you're looking at right here on Powell. This is Powell right here. Nothing. 0 on Powell yet. 4 minutes to go. Wall Street panicking right now. Probably buying toilet paper. No, not yet. Not yet. Confirmation is king. What do you say, Jay Powell? Rockets? That would be pretty sweet. Would that create buying pressure if everybody transferred to non-payment for order flow brokers? Well, you would have to then manually route it to like a lit exchange. It wouldn't matter if you just go to like Fidelity and then you just start buying on like if you just buy, they're still going to route your orders to Citadel unless you manually say put this on the lit exchange. Are you going to play it? I don't think so. I mean, I'll wait and see what happens, but over under on the word transitory. Oh no, he's definitely going to talk about how he doesn't want to use the word transitory. Can I check it again? No, there's 3 minutes left to go. SPY's coming back up. There you go. 441.85. Interesting. Bullish words. That's what we need to see. Yeah. For everybody filtering in right now, if you guys don't mind hitting that like button on the stream, just helps out a whole lot with the algorithm. Thank you guys so much to those of you who have already done that and who are going to. Helps out a whole lot. Let's see. It would make a difference. Our buys wouldn't show up neutral. Yeah. Alrighty. Take a shot every time we hear the word transitory. And we could do that or not. I feel like that's not a great thing to be doing over here on a Wednesday, listening to economics. Ho, TMI live. Yes, sir, I am. What's up, buddy? You have vodka, says Trey's mustache. There you go, buddy. Been patiently waiting for Evergrande Bond toilet paper. Interesting. All right. Powell and Pelosi are the Harley Quinn and Joker of the financial world. Where does Ken Griffin fit into all of this? Bing bong. The price is still wrong. Shout out to Jamie. 113.70 is where GME is at right now. It is still above max pain for the week, which is a good thing to see. The muffled investor. There we go. How is he muffled? I assume TMI looks like Tiger Woods. Interesting. Ho, here comes the mask gang. Here we go. Here we go, people. The mask gang is filtering in. What's up, everybody? All right, we got 1 minute till Powell. 1 minute till Powell. Here it comes. Here comes the Powell. Here comes the. All right, TLT's coming down a little bit. SPY is trying to rally back up a little bit. Well, here we go. Hold on. Powell time. Time to play some Powell on, Powell off. We're waiting for him to come on. I'm waiting. Nope, nothing yet. Nothing yet on Powell. Let's see. You beat TMI here? There you go. Everybody's send TMI the link. He has the link. I sent it to him, unless it got jacked up again. Yeah, he's got the new link.
Good afternoon. At the Federal Reserve, we are strongly committed to achieving the monetary policy goals that Congress has given us: maximum employment and price stability. Today, in support of these goals, the Federal Open Market Committee kept its policy interest rate near zero and stated its expectation that an increase in this rate would soon be appropriate. The committee also agreed to continue reducing its net asset purchases on the schedule we announced in December, bringing them to an end in early March. As I will explain, against a backdrop of elevated inflation and a strong labor market, our policy has been adapting to the evolving economic environment, and it will continue to do so. Economic activity expanded at a robust pace last year, reflecting progress on vaccinations and the reopening of the economy. Fiscal and monetary policy support and the healthy financial positions of households and businesses. Indeed, the economy has shown great strength and resilience in the face of the ongoing pandemic. The recent sharp rise in COVID cases associated with the Omicron variant will surely weigh on economic growth this quarter. High-frequency indicators point to reduced spending in COVID-sensitive sectors, such as travel and restaurants. And activity more broadly may also be affected, as many workers are unable to report for work because of illness, quarantines, or caregiving needs. Fortunately, health experts are finding that the Omicron variant has not been as virulent as previous strains of the virus, and they expect that cases will drop off rapidly. If the wave passes quickly, the economic effects should as well, and we would see a return to strong growth. That said, the implications for the economy remain uncertain, and we have not lost sight of the fact that for many afflicted individuals and families, and for the healthcare workers on the front lines, the virus continues to cause great hardship. The labor market has made remarkable progress, and by many measures is very strong. Job gains have been solid in recent months, averaging 365,000 per month over the past 3 months. Over the past year, payroll employment has risen by 6.4 million jobs. The unemployment rate has declined sharply, falling 2 percentage points over the past 6 months to reach 3.9% in December. The improvements in labor market conditions have been widespread, including for workers at the lower end of the wage distribution, as well as for African Americans and Hispanics. Labor demand remains historically strong. With constraints on labor supply, employers are having difficulties filling job openings, and wages are rising at their fastest pace in many years. While labor force participation has edged up, it remains subdued, in part reflecting the aging of the population and retirements. In addition, some who would otherwise be seeking work report that they are out of the labor force because of factors related to the pandemic, including caregiving needs and ongoing concerns about the virus. The current wave of the virus may well prolong these effects. Over time, there are good reasons to expect some further improvements in participation and employment. Inflation remains well above our longer run goal of 2%. Supply and demand imbalances related to the pandemic and the reopening of the economy have continued to contribute to elevated levels of inflation. In particular, bottlenecks and supply constraints are limiting how quickly production can respond to higher demand in the near term. These problems have been larger and longer lasting than anticipated, exacerbated by waves of the virus. While the drivers of higher inflation have been predominantly connected to the dislocations caused by the pandemic, Price increases have now spread to a broader range of goods and services. Wages have also risen briskly, and we are attentive to the risks that persistent real wage growth in excess of productivity could put upward pressure on inflation. Like most forecasters, we continue to expect inflation to decline over the course of the year. We understand that high inflation imposes significant hardship, especially on those least able to meet the higher costs of essentials like food, housing, and transportation. In addition, we believe that the best thing we can do to support continued labor market gains is to promote a long expansion, and that will require price stability. We're committed to our price stability goal. We will use our tools both to support the economy and a strong labor market, higher inflation from becoming entrenched.
Can you hear me?
Carefully.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. All right. Okay. My camera's not working. I don't know why.
Hold on. I screwed up. Hold on. I have to turn Powell off to hear you. Let's see. What's up, buddy?
So, as I've said before, the Federal Reserve has decided that we are going to print money out the ass until we have too much fucking money in the economy. At which point in time, we will have to, figure our shit out and get our foot out of our ass while we collect these stupid, dumb checks and insider trade for fun on the side.
Exactly.
It is on behalf of me and everybody else of the public officials, and we say, retail, we do not give a fuck about you. Yes, we work for you. Technically, you guys are employing us, but technically, we do not care. That is all. That's basically what you guys are hearing right now.
Exactly. I'm gonna throw him back on. Where is it? Oh, it's right here.
We will remain attentive to risks, including the risk that high inflation is more persistent than expected, and are prepared to respond as appropriate to achieve our goals. To provide greater clarity about our approach for reducing the size of the Federal Reserve's balance sheet, today the committee issued a set of principles that will provide a foundation for our future decisions. These high-level principles clarify that the federal funds rate is our primary means of adjusting monetary policy, and that reducing our balance sheet will occur after the process of raising interest rates has begun. Reductions will occur over time in a predictable manner, primarily through adjustments to reinvestments, so that securities roll off our balance sheet. Over time, we intend to hold securities in the amounts needed for our ample reserves operating framework. And in the longer run, we envision holding primarily Treasury securities. Our decisions to reduce our balance sheet will be guided by our maximum employment and price stability goals. In that regard, we will be prepared to adjust any of the details of our approach to balance sheet management in light of economic and financial developments. The committee has not made decisions regarding the specific timing, pace, or other details of shrinking the balance sheet. And we will discuss these matters in upcoming meetings and provide additional information at the appropriate time.
Guidance.
To conclude, we understand that our actions affect communities, families, and businesses across the country. Everything we do is in service to our public mission. We at the Federal Reserve will do everything we can to achieve our maximum employment and price stability goals. Thank you. I look forward to your questions.
Thank you. For the first question, we'll go to Chris Rugaber of the Associated Press.
Thanks, Michelle, and thank you, Chair Powell. So it's expected that the Fed will hike rates perhaps every other meeting, but certainly in the past, the Fed has hiked at every meeting. So I just wanted to ask, are rate hikes at consecutive meetings on the table this year? Is every meeting a live meeting? And on that note, would the Fed consider front-loading some of its rate hikes, even if it doesn't raise every meeting? Thank you.
Thanks. So as I referred to in my opening statement, it is not possible to predict with much confidence exactly what path for our policy rate is going to prove appropriate. And so at this time, we haven't made any decisions about the path of policy. And I stress again that we'll be humble and nimble. We're going to have to navigate cross currents and actually two-sided risks now. And I'll say also that we're going to be guided by the data. In fact, what I'll say is that we're going to be led by the incoming data and the evolving outlook. We'll try to communicate as clearly as possible, moving steadily and transparently. So more to your question. We know that the economy is in a very different place than it was when we began raising rates in 2015. Specifically, the economy is now much stronger. The labor market is far stronger. Inflation is running well above our 2% target, much higher than it was at that time. And these differences are likely to have important implications for the appropriate pace of policy adjustments. Beyond that, we haven't made any decisions.
Thank you. Let's go to Victoria Guida at Politico.
Chair Powell, I wanted to ask, you were talking about the health of the labor market, and I'm curious whether you would characterize where we're at right now as maximum employment, and also along those same lines, obviously rate hikes on the table this year. Do you think that the Fed can raise rates, bring inflation under control without hurting jobs and wages?
Sorry, just getting both parts of your question written down. So I would say, and this view is widely held on the committee, that both sides of the mandate are calling for us to move steadily away from the very highly accommodative policies we put in place during the challenging economic conditions that the economy faced earlier in the pandemic. And I would say that most FOMC participants agree that labor market conditions are consistent with maximum employment in the sense of the highest level of employment that is consistent with price stability. And that is my personal view. And again, very broad support on the committee for the judgment that it will soon be appropriate to raise the target range for the federal funds rate. The other thing is maximum employment will evolve over time and through the course of the business cycle. In the particular situation we're in now, it may well increase. The level of maximum of employment that's consistent with stable prices may increase, and we hope that it will as more people come back into the labor market, as participation gradually rises. And the policy path that we're broadly contemplating would be supportive of that outcome as well. So the thing about the labor market right now is that there are many millions of more job openings than there are unemployed people. So you ask whether we can raise rates and move to less accommodative and even tight financial conditions without hurting the labor market. I think there's quite a bit of room to raise interest rates without threatening the labor market. This is, by so many measures, a historically tight labor market. Record levels of job openings, of quits. Wages are moving up at the highest pace they have in decades. If you look at surveys of workers, they find jobs plentiful. Look at surveys of companies, they find workers scarce. And all of those readings are at levels really that we haven't seen in a long time, and in some cases ever. So this is a very, very strong labor market. And my strong sense is that we can move rates up without having to severely undermine it. I also would point out that there are other forces at work this year which should also help bring down inflation. We hope, including improvement on the supply side, which will ultimately come. The timing and pace of that are uncertain, and also fiscal policy is going to be less supportive of growth this year, not of the level of economic activity, but the fiscal impulse to growth will be significantly lower. So there are multiple forces which should be working over the course of the year for inflation to come down. We do realize that the timing and pace of that are highly uncertain, and that inflation has persisted longer than we thought. And of course, we're prepared to use our tools to assure that higher inflation does not become entrenched.
Thank you. Let's go to Nick Timrose at the Wall Street Journal.
Good afternoon, Chair Powell. Nick Timrose at the Wall Street Journal. I have a couple of questions on the balance sheet. The statement on the balance sheet today calls for significantly reducing your holdings. What does that mean? And then apart from moving sooner and faster to shrink the holdings, are there any other ways in which you and your colleagues are seriously thinking about recalibrating this process? And finally, how much disagreement is there around how you should use this tool, including active sales rather than passive sales, or changes in the composition of reinvestments? Thank you.
So I'm afraid to tell you that Those are all great questions, and they're questions that the committee is just turning to now. So we had a discussion, as you know, at the last meeting, an introductory discussion of the balance sheet and a teeing up of the issues. At this meeting, we've gone through and carefully put together a set of principles at a high level, and those are meant to guide the actual decisions we'll make about the pace and about all of the questions that you're asking. And I expect that this process will be something that we spend time on in coming meetings. I can't tell you how many, I can't tell you how long it will take, and then, at the appropriate time,
weird.
we'll
It's
provide
disjointing
additional
right now.
information. So I did, the last cycle when we went through balance sheet issues, we did find that over the course of 2 or 3 meetings, for example, we did come to interesting and better answers, we thought. So we're just in that process now, and at the next meeting, we'll be turning to more of the details that you're asking about. I would say this: the balance sheet is much bigger. It has a shorter duration than the last time, and the economy is much stronger, and inflation is much higher. So, and I think that leads you to, and I've said this, being willing to move sooner than we did in the last time, and also perhaps faster. But beyond that, it's really not appropriate for me to speculate exactly what that would be. But I would point you to principle number 1, which is the committee views changes in the target rate for the federal funds rate as its primary means of adjusting the stance of monetary policy. So we do want the federal funds rate. We want to operationalize that, and we want the balance sheet to be declining in a predictable manner, and we want it to be declining primarily by adjusting reinvestments.
So if I could follow on that, raising rates and reducing the balance sheet both restrain the economy, both tighten monetary policy. How should we think about the relationship between the two? For example, how much passive runoff is equal to every 0.25 percentage point increase in your benchmark rate?
So again, we think of the balance sheet as moving in a predictable manner, sort of in the background, and that the active tool meeting to meeting is not both of them, it's the federal funds rate. There are rules of thumbs. I'm reluctant to land on one of them that equate this, but there's also an element of uncertainty around the balance sheet. I think we have a much better sense, frankly, of how rate increases affect financial conditions and hence economic conditions. Balance sheet is still a relatively new thing for the markets and for us, so we're less certain about that. So again, I think the pattern we'll follow is to arrive at a timing and a pace and composition and all those things, and then announce that with advance notice, and it will start in the background, and then we'll look to have that just running in the background and have the interest rates again be the active tool of monetary policy. That's at least the plan. I can't tell you much more about any of the very good issues about size, pace, composition, those sorts of things. And we'll be turning to all of those at coming meetings.
Thank you.
Thanks. Now we'll go to Neil Irwin.
Thank you, Chair Powell. It's Neil Irwin from Axios. Glad to be back. Sir, I was wondering if the volatility we've seen in financial markets in the last few weeks strikes you as anything alarming or that might affect the trajectory of policy. Conversely, to the degree that financial conditions.
Okay, so when TLT and SPY move like that aggressively, one of them's wrong. That's typically what it means. It means one of them is typically wrong when you see them both tank like that. We've seen it so many times. It's just like TLT leads, then SPY follows. So one of these moves right now, the 10-year treasury is skyrocketing right now. You can see it right over here. This is the one-day chart of the 10-year treasury skyrocketing from 1.78 all the way up to a high of like 1.84. That is huge. So that is a wild move that we're seeing here. But typically what we've seen is they'll start to inverse each other. So let's see what's going to happen with TLT and SPY, but that's a gnarly move.
On today's financial conditions broadly, but we're not looking at any one market or so. So that's how we're thinking. In terms of what we've seen, I would say this. We said at our last meeting, we published a summary of economic projections, the median participant expected 3 rate increases this year. And, it's 6 weeks, 7 weeks later now. And you have seen that our communication channel with the markets is working. Markets are now pricing in number of rate increases. Surveys show that market participants are expecting a balance sheet runoff to begin, at the appropriate time, sometime later this year, perhaps. We haven't made that decision yet. So we feel like the communications we have with market participants and with the general public are working, and that financial conditions are reflecting in advance the decisions that we make. And monetary policy works significantly through expectations. So that in and of itself is appropriate.
Thank you. Let's go to Howard Schneider.
For a year or hi, thanks, Chair Powell. Howard Schneider. So for a year now, the statements referenced
when the 10-year Treasury rises like that, it suggests that investors are moving out of bonds and want to go into riskier investments, which is weird when you see the SPY start to tank like that. Like when you think about it, when yields go up, bond prices go down, it means they're selling bonds. That's what's going on here. But with TLT moving down like this and SPY moving down too, they're just disjointed. They shouldn't be moving together like this. It's a little bit of a weird move that we're seeing here.
We'll make a decision whether to raise the federal funds rate. I would say that the committee is of a mind to raise the federal funds rate at the March meeting, assuming that conditions are appropriate for doing so. We have our eyes on the risks, particularly around the world, but we do expect some softening in the economy from Omicron, but we think that should be temporary, and we think that the underlying strength of the economy should show through fairly quickly after that.
It's very weird. They said they also just said that they're going to make a decision about the rate hike in March. So they may not even do one in March. They should. I mean, that's when everybody's pricing them in to do it. But he just said we will make a decision on whether or not we're going to do a rate hike in March.
Getting over the estimate of neutral. Given developments since then, do you still think that's a credible narrative for the ultimate path of policy?
Path is highly uncertain, and that we're committed to using our tools to make sure that inflation, high inflation that we're seeing, does not become entrenched. So a number of factors would be, it's not just monetary policy. A number of factors are supporting a decline in inflation. As I mentioned, fiscal policy will be providing significantly less of an impulse to growth. We do expect this year, although we do expect now that it will come slower than we had expected and hoped, that there will be relief on the supply side. So that too should lower these supply side barriers, which are a big part of the story why inflation is high. In addition, monetary policy will be becoming significantly less accommodative. So the question is, we'll be asking this question all year long, and that will be, are things turning out as we expect? There's a case that for whatever reason, the economy slows more and inflation slows more than expected. We'll react to that. If instead we see inflation at a higher level or a more persistent level, then we'll react to that. And again, we're well aware that this is a different economy than existed during the last tightening cycle, and our policy is going to reflect those differences.
Thank you. Let's go to Gina Smialek. Let's go to Gina.
Gina.
Okay, let's go to Steve Leisman.
Steve. Time for Steve.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I have one sort of technical question and one question on principle. The technical question is, if you're going to discuss balance sheet at next upcoming meetings and you won't begin balance sheet reduction until after you begin rate hikes, it seems to technically mean that you won't or can't begin balance sheet reduction until the summer. Is that correct? That's the first thing. Second of all, you suggested that the with balance sheet running in the background, that you would possibly be raising rates and running off the balance sheet at the same time. That's sort of a technical question, part of it. The principal question I have is, you said it's going to be running in the background, but the statement on balance sheet principle says the committee is prepared to adjust any of the details of its approach based on economic and financial developments, which suggests there's something of a reaction function associated to the balance sheet, and it won't be running in the background. So Could you give us any a sense of the discussion or staff presentation on what is the reaction function surrounding the balance sheet? Thanks.
So let me start by talking about that last paragraph. So you'll remember during the last cycle that this process of building up and then shrinking the balance sheet is a complicated one, and it involves inevitably surprises. And so during the prior cycle, we amended our balance sheet principles a number of times. Now, we didn't intend to do that. Events required us to do so. So we got a pretty robust paragraph there that says we're free to do this at any time. And it doesn't mean we're going to, but if the situation turns out to be different than we had thought, we're not going to stick with something that isn't working. That's all that's saying. It's meant to be quite a general statement rather than a hint. So, I mean, I like to think that our philosophy of the balance sheet is embodied in these principles. So, the idea that, for example, the federal funds rate is the primary means of adjusting the stance of policy, that will determine the timing and pace of reducing the size of the balance sheet to foster the dual mandate, that will begin to reduce the size after we begin the process of raising rates, and on like that. I mean, those are all the things that try to describe how we will proceed. But it may be at a higher level to try to get at your question. Asset purchases were enormously important at the beginning of the recovery in terms of restoring market function, as they were right after in the critical phase of the global financial crisis. And then after, they were a macroeconomic tool to support demand. And now the economy no longer needs this highly accommodative policy that we put in place. So it's time to stop asset purchases first, and then at the appropriate time, start to shrink the balance sheet. Now, the balance sheet is substantially larger than it needs to be. We've identified the end state as in amounts needed to implement monetary policy efficiently, effectively in the ample reserve regime. So there's a substantial amount of shrinkage in the balance sheet to be done. That's going to take some time. We want that process to be orderly and predictable. And so those are some of the ways I would think this lays out our, the way we're thinking about this. In terms of the timing, I can't really help you. It just says after we get underway. So I would say we're going to have another discussion at the next meeting, and my guess is we'll have at least one other discussion at the meeting after that, and we'll tell you as we make progress, and we'll start the process of allowing runoff and shrinking the balance sheet at what we find to be the appropriate time. I wish I could say more, but honestly, we haven't made those decisions, and we actually haven't even really had the important discussions on a lot of the details that we will have at coming meetings.
Thank you. Let's go to Craig Torres.
Chair Powell. Good afternoon, Michelle and Chair Powell. Craig Torres from Bloomberg. Chair Powell, at the beginning of the conversation, you said risks are two-sided. I'm wondering if you can elaborate on what are the risks to the elusive soft landing. Is Fed policy a risk, over tightening, or what are the risks? And then second, Chair Powell, I have a quick administrative question. Robert Kaplan's disclosure of his securities transactions in a couple months, or maybe sooner, you and I will file our tax returns and we'll list transactions and all kinds of things. And next to those transactions, we'll put dates. And Bloomberg asked for the dates of Mr. Kaplan's transactions. The Dallas Fed is not giving us the dates. And I don't see why this is a matter for the Inspector General or anybody else. I mean, why can't he give us the dates? Will you help us get the dates of those transactions? Thanks.
So you asked about the risks first. So, the one risk is that inflation risks are still to the upside in the views of most FOMC participants, and certainly in my view as well. There's a risk that the high inflation we're seeing will be prolonged. There's a risk that it will move even higher. So, and we don't think that's the base case, but you ask what the risks are. And we have to be in a position with our monetary policy to address all of the plausible outcomes. And that calls for us to be in position. We have an expectation about the way the economy is going to be evolved, but we've got to be in a position to address different outcomes, including the one where inflation remains higher. And of course, that is a risk to the expansion. You know, we've been saying that what we need here is another long expansion, which is the kind of thing we saw over the last, which is the record long expansion. We saw labor force participation rise. We saw wages persistently higher for people at the lower end, and there really was no obvious imbalance in the economy that threatened that expansion. It could have gone on for years were it not hit by the pandemic. So we'd love to find a way to get back to that. That's going to require price stability, and that's going to require the Fed to tighten interest rate policy and do our part in getting inflation back down to our 2% goal. So I mentioned two-sided risks. You know, a couple things. One, the COVID is not over, and COVID can continue to evolve, and it's just we have to accept that it's not over, and the risks to it can slow down growth, and that's sort of a downside risk from a growth standpoint. I would point to, you know, another risk is just further problems in the supply chains, which could slow down activity. And you see the situation in China as a situation there where that's their no COVID policy may cause more lockdowns, is likely to, and that may play into more problems in supply chains. In addition, there's what's going on in Eastern Europe and things like that. So there's plenty of risk out there, and we can't forget that there are risks on both sides. So that's there. That's what I would say.
Here comes SPY.
I know you've been all over this issue with my colleagues, Craig, on the issue of information. We don't have that information at the board, and I asked the Inspector General to do an investigation, and that is out of my hands. I'm playing no role in it. I seek to play no role in it, and I don't.
But he would like to seek to play a role in actually participating in buying some of those bonds that they knew the Fed was going to buy. I see what you're saying, Powell.
Thanks for taking our questions, Chair Powell, and sorry for my tech issues. I wonder if you could tell us a little bit about where your thinking on inflation stands today. You know, the last time we saw an SEP back in September, we saw that you and your colleagues were projecting that inflation would sort of sink back down quite close to target by the end of the year. And I wonder if you still think that projection from December is a reasonable one. And if your thinking has changed at all, I wonder how you're thinking about that. And I also wonder if you could talk a little bit about the pathway to getting to that deceleration. Like how do we get from here, 7% CPI, to where you expect to be at the end of the year?
So I'd say, since the December meeting, I would say that the inflation situation is about the same, but probably slightly worse. I'd be inclined to raise my own estimate of 2022 core PCE inflation. Let's just go with that by a few tenths today. But we're not writing down an SEP at this meeting, but I think it hasn't gotten better. It's probably gotten just a bit worse, and that's been the pattern.
Here comes.
So
Market doesn't like Powell.
I think if you look at the FOMC participants, there's a range there, and that range has been moving to the right for a year now. And by the way, if you look at other forecasters, essentially all other macro forecasters who do this for a living, you've seen the same pattern. So what do we think about that? Well, I think we wrote down rate increases in the December meetings, each of us individually. And I think to the extent the situation deteriorates further, our policy will have to address that. I mean, if it deteriorates.
All right, Powell off. Done with Powell. All right, so market's selling off on whatever Powell's saying. Powell is not really, I don't think, going to be able to say anything that's going to bring the market back up. So, I mean, Amy just went into the red. GME is still up 2.87%. It's still above 100, but everything is selling very, very hard right now. For everybody in here right now, if you guys don't mind hitting that like button on the stream, it's getting crazy. This is kind of what we were expecting. Some sort of crazy move happening. I mean, if you played these puts and you YOLO'd on it, you're probably doing really, really, really well. Those people with those UVXY puts that you had, I mean, you're doing all right. So let's see, 1348 on UVXY right before Jay Powell started talking. Oh, attaboy. I think Discord is a little down right now. He's dodging questions. Yeah, this is a lot of nonsense going on. Inflation is worse. Exactly. Like, it is power hour. It is right now. It is Powell hour right now. Let's see. TLT's popping up. Oh, now they decide to move together. Okay, so this TLT move is weird. So it's a weird move that you have to think about with bonds. Sometimes they link up, sometimes they don't. Right now, like with what we've seen this week, TLT has been a great indicator of like where the SPY is going to go. Right now, it's like, okay, well, TLT sells off massively. Somebody made 400%, 300% on TLT puts. You're doing great. Like, you're doing great. I think, yeah, Discord servers are all down. So Discord's having an issue right now. SPY is still selling off right now. Very, very significant. I mean, it went from pretty green, 1.5% of the green to 0.5% in the red. Amy right now just flickered back up into the green. But again, this is a gnarly, gnarly, gnarly move out of the market. Powell, this is gnarly. Damn, Powell, I thought you had potential. Yeah, Powell's looking interesting. Make that SPY put money. There you go, people. UVXY calls printing. I mean, you guys got lucky on it. You got lucky on those. So it would have probably been smarter to play it both ways. Hold on. What are we looking over here on Intel INTC? What's Intel doing right now? Intel selling off, basically flat, little bit of a premium burn over here. Hold on. What's the settled cash looking like over here? Okay, cool. Intel selling off right now. What time is it? 3:06. What are the premiums looking like on Intel for? Oh, geez, man. These are expensive as shit. What is it? 51. What about 47? Okay, these aren't that bad. What about next week? That's what I want. I don't want this week. I want next week. Oh, this is great. Okay, so the next week Intels look decent. I like these. All right. So I'll get some of those before close just to kind of mess around with Intel. I'll play it both ways just to kind of see what happens. If the market's going to tank and Intel tanks, that is going to be a giant hit. So let's see here. They attacked the Discord server so we can't mingle. I mean, you guys can come here if you want, but are people listening and selling off? So when you think about bond moves, if you think about like the actual like flow of money, rates going. So when bond prices go down, it pushes rates up, trying to entice people to get back into bonds due to a higher interest rate. So when the rates go up, people are selling bonds, and they typically would be going into equities, but they're not. They're going into cash right now, which doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, it does make sense because like the market. Terrible. The market, like literally the SPY has been the new meme stock recently. Like, this is a giant move. The high of this move, 444 all the way down to 431. That's huge, man, on a Fed meeting. So, I mean, Intel selling off a little bit here. Let's see, everything's selling off. AMC just went into the red. GME is still above 100 at 102.42. SPY is still selling right now. This is getting gnarly. This is getting gnarly over here. So let's see. Powell did not really come to the rescue over here. SPY is the best meme stock ever. Seabiscuit, if you're making money on it, there you go. SEC rules don't mean shit pretty much. Let's see. My AT&T put is up 280%. There you go. 1348 time. Yes, it is. Here's the thing. Discord's down right now, so you guys should know how to use it just on the stocks that you watch. But the whole Discord servers right now are down. Starbucks put's killing it. There you go. What is the... Intel cross 1348 right here, kind of retest, and then comes right down from 5170 all the way to 5115. I'm not going to touch anything on Intel until like 5 minutes before close, just to be able to set it up in the right way. Massachusetts going after Fidelity for civil penalties. I saw that. I'm going to put that in the video for tonight. My boss called a meeting at Powell time. What did he say? Honestly, what Powell said was like, inflation's a little bit higher. And then we saw, we're probably going to do a rate hike in March. But then the market was just like, nope, I don't like it. I'm going to be scared, and just kind of sold right back off. And then Powell's getting asked questions about we don't have to listen to him anymore. We already know the direction the market's going to take right now. Like, it's picked its direction and it's down. Amy selling off right here. We are below set. I cannot believe we went up. How much were we up today? We are 1815. We're now at 1596. This is crazy. This is craziness over here. So let's see. Everything in my watch list just turned red except for GME loading. Yeah. Liz Warren caught being naughty at an AMC. Okay. Well, interesting. Once he stops talking, I think the market will rebound some. I think so too, but like, it's just selling so hard right now. Like, it's about to what are we at? 430, 50. This could get below. I mean, it's back right down in the middle of the supply and demand zone that we were kind of messing around in over the last couple of days. So let's see. Thank you, STV. I am Aaron. Anytime. AMC Ortex. Yeah, I got you guys. Hold on. I have GMEs up here. GameStop's Ortex right now, 303,000 shares borrowed, 19,000 borrowed against it, 20.57% estimated short interest. When we come over to AMC, let's take a look and see what we got over here. So for Amy's Ortex right now, we've got million shares borrowed, 1.97 million returned, 20.5. Do GME and AMC have the same short interest right now? 20.57 on AMC. On GME, what is it? 20.57. They both have the exact same estimated short interest right now. That's kind of funny. Let's see. All right. 100K share wall on AMC around 16.10. Jesus. Oh, getting a laptop rogue. There you go, buddy. Honest question. Do you think the SPY will continue to drop? It doesn't really, honestly, it's not about what I think. It's about what the 1348 and everything is going to tell me. It doesn't matter what I think. It's just what I see on it. And then if it goes, it goes. Like you got the 1348 right here, comes down below, you retest right here, and then it just drops. So that's like textbook. Okay. Cross breaks below the 200, kind of settles down. Then it gets hammered from 435 all the way down to 430. That's a dirty move. They pump the market back and tank it. It might have, man. I mean, the thing is if you look at TLT and the short interest on it, it's like 40%. Like they've shorted the absolute crap out of that thing. It's bouncing back up here. But that shouldn't help the SPY when it bounces up like that. Let's see. Better watch Tesla earnings after close. Tesla's tomorrow, I think. Or is it today? I thought Tesla was tomorrow. I know Intel's today. Earnings whisperers. Let me take a look. Let's take a look. See, where is it? Tesla is today. Tesla, Intel, Levi's, ServiceNow, Lending Club, Seagate, Sands, XLNX, and Qualtrics. Those are the big ones today. So Amy's trying to pop back up a little bit. It did come back into the green. The SPY is trying to make a little bit of a move here. TLT's 5-minute, MACD's trying to come back, but the SPY's is still looking just dirty over, like just not good dirty, bad dirty. Okay. Tesla could save us. It could if it reports really good earnings and everything does well. Buy TLT call. No, I just use TLT as an indicator. I will play TLT around like March for rate hike time. The strangle on TLT, if you did it before, what was this, 140? That would have been a dirty TLT move. So the strangle on TLT would have hit. That's what I was talking about right before Powell. I was like, TLT strangle could be good. I didn't expect this type of move off of no rate hike. 70 cents on what? On what, Chuck? Are you talking about the move on TLT? Because that's huge. Like TLT doesn't move. It shouldn't move like that. Not a good dirty, bad dirty. Exactly. All right. Let's see, Amy. Tesla is today. Yep. Okay. This is why everyone needs to learn how to play this market. No one is here to help us. Dr. Dazzle, 100%. I mean, oh, here we go. Discord says investigating widespread API outage. So Discord's investigating it right now. Yeah, I can't even get back into mine. So Discord looks like it's down right now. Then we have SPY moving up a little bit here. TLT rejecting. GME trying to get a little bit of a pop here up to 104.71. Not bad. Amy 16. I mean, it's still barely. It's flat or red right now. They might sell this thing off into the end of the day. We'll be moving up sooner than later. I mean, yeah. You're on a gaming Discord with some of your buddies and it's going fine. I mean, all the ones over. I mean, there is a big outage. SB Strangle on SPY before Powell came on would have printed both ways. Brian, I know. Actually, you would have had to spend a lot of money. That's why I wasn't going to do it. What I was going to do it on was TLT, but I was like, I just don't like it. Like you would have to have like rate news, which like this is just an overall fear reaction in the 10-year just skyrocketing for no reason. Did the 1348 shut down Discord? No. My Coinbase was also just effing up with Powell. Ooh, interesting. Yeah. Also, for everybody new filtering in right now, if you guys don't mind hitting that like button on the stream, just helps out a whole lot with the algorithm. You guys have been going crazy on that thing recently. Your Discord's down too, says Avocado. Yeah. Yep. From 10% up to red. Nonsense. Yeah, Gaming Discord has a lot of people and it's absolutely fine. Interesting. Okay. So maybe it's a regional thing. I don't know. Fed talk wasn't that bad. I really didn't think it was that bad either. I really didn't. I didn't think the Fed talk was like anything crazy bad. It was honestly like kind of exactly what the market was expecting for everything. So we'll see what happens, but didn't look great. Not the market reaction to it just sucks. The reaction to it stinks. Made 50% on my SPY put, but got out too early. Hey, profit's profit, man. All right. SPY's trying to bounce here. Amy, 1598. Man, that is a crazy day. Crazy. If Powell sneezes, the market tanks. Yeah. Your Discord's down. Yeah, that's all down. It wasn't good news and it wasn't bad news. It was very, very neutral. So I think that could have been what it was. It was like you needed good news in the market to really bring it up. I mean, it's trying to come back up a little bit here. Amy back to flat. GME 103.96, basically at 104. Yeah, market's crazy. Just finished work. What happened? I mean, Powell and just the reaction to the market. Let's see. BBIG went from 365 to 295. That sucks. The green was fun for a few hours. The fact that we could finish red again is wild. Yes, very, very wild. So many. Yeah, everything tanked. Everything tanked. I guess cash is king until the direction is decided. Yeah, or trade it. Like there's so much opportunity here in this market. Jay Powell spreading more uncertainty. Yeah, he also wasn't giving guidance about the balance sheet. That kind of spooked things a little bit. He was like, yeah, I don't know. We'll see you next time. And it was like, Powell, you need to tell us what you're thinking or else the market's going to do this. Powell bought, imagine Powell just buys a bunch of puts right before he goes on to speak. Hedgies planned our green day to trap us. Didn't matter why Powell was going to, what Powell was going to say. Hedgies going to be hedgies. Sort of. I mean, they could have an, and they probably tripped over the Discord plug. Maybe. BBIG or text. Yeah, I can pull that up real quick for you. Biggie. All right. What do we got? What do we got on BBIG? So we have 3 million shares borrowed, 3.2 million return, 28% short interest, 99% utilization, 121% cost to borrow. Head fake in Powell hour. Yeah, that was a nasty head fake. Just up, down, up, tank. Hedge funds don't know what to trade without the Discords. Yeah, pretty much. I saw a video that was like, oh, like these hedge funds will literally just go into the Discords and see what's getting hyped up and then like hype them up even more with all their people and then let it go up a little bit and just short the shit out of it. Like they do those types of things. It's craziness. Worst Powell hour ever. Yeah. What happened? Yeah, Powell. It was just Powell answering questions while keeping an eye on VIX's stream. He just came out and just said what he was gonna do. We kind of got like, okay, they're not raising rates. That's okay. So what happened was that we got news of no rate hikes, and then it just went, and then it was like all this other stuff that was like, wait a second, that's not really that good. And then the market just went, I'm glad my puts are still in play. Steven, attaboy. Discounts again? Yep. Goldman sold their stocks this morning. Why do you think that? Was there an announcement? Or are you looking at 13Fs? What are you looking at? 13Fs aren't going to tell you that. Yay, up 13% green. Woohoo, Powell, hold my beer. Yeah, exactly. Come on. Like, this is craziness over here. SMH should have taken more profits. I could have been up big, but settled for very minimal, breaking even. You could have sold some of them, got some puts to protect your downside, but I mean, that's kind of what we were saying before the Powell meeting. It's like, you can't pick one direction. You want Amy or text? Yeah, I got you. Same difference, 20.57%. Same thing as when we looked at it last time. TLT coming up, SPY just kind of hanging out at these lows over here. We are screwed, says Lewis. Why? The whole market just capitulated. If the SPY was ripping and then AMC just went off a cliff, that would be like, okay, well, they're shorting the nuts out of it. You trust the bond market move more than the stock market since it's much larger? Well, the bond market move would say risk on, which is weird. Like, like it's very weird. I don't keep saying AME. You're hearing it incorrectly. Will this market sell-off eventually trigger the MOAS? If they decide to cover, is it okay to be bullish on AME and bearish on the market? Yes. Marge is calling for the hedgies. If they're long, if they're net long, if they're like very, very long on the market right now ahead of Powell, which they probably weren't. Rate hikes is really good for the squeeze. No, who the hell told you that? Henrik, who the hell told you that? Rate hikes are going to suck money out of the system. So yes, it can suck out some liquidity from these institutions, but if it's going to cause the market to go down, well, AMC is going to come down with it. That's kind of what you got to think about with rate hikes. If it might suck liquidity out of some of these institutions, it's very possible, but it's not going to be directly related to AMC. It's gonna be a little bit of a hurdle, a little obstacle that we're gonna have to get over, I think. Who knew the market's money printer was also a money shredder, unless you had puts. The shill's gone quiet. I don't think they're in here today. SPY coming down again. TLT pop. See, now they're just moving how they should, but it's so weird on that initial move. Why does the Fed keep talking about risks? Inflation, like what the word is exactly. I mean, you could take a look at the actual report and be like, this is the exact word, but like it's overall the market didn't get enough dovishness to really pump up. Lucette, oh Jesus. You should get a bell and ring it every time the new guy says you're saying Amy wrong. Yeah. BBIG or text, please. I just did it. Go back like a minute. Coincidence, I became a mod and the shills are gone. Yes, 100%, but we could be 10. Not a hedge fund. I mean, they might be scared of you. TLT moving up here. SPY just kind of hanging out at the lows. GME at 102.09. We got AMC at 15.84. Man, this went from going real fun with Amy just ripping throughout the morning and then just came right back down with this Powell move. Powell. Cost is still up 18%. What? That is crazy. I mean, it hit 10, so it's probably up like 30%. So it came down significantly. But Ryan, that's a huge move. Unless you have puts. Very true. Exactly. Oh, you expected this from Powell. Oh, expected what? Neutral? Let's see. El Jefe, if you have a link to that in an article or something legit, send me a Twitter DM. Let's see here. Yeah, and also if you guys don't mind hitting that like button on the stream, it just helps out a whole lot with the algorithm. Oh my God, you guys are killing it on the likes today. Thank you guys so much. Time to get back to class. Mark, go for it. Let's see. Joanne, I've talked about BBIG many times. I can't just put BBIG up all day long when it's not doing anything and it's coming down. I went over the Ortex. You got your Ortex numbers. How long does the Powell hangover last? I mean, if it's going to spark another downtrend right here, it could last till the end of the week. And then we have, so the problem is that we have GDP, Q4 GDP coming out. Or like so the initial numbers of like GDP coming out at the end of the week. If that's not good, the market's going to come down even further. If AMC finishes green today, can I be a mod? J Lopez. It's down 20 cents. Maybe. Mason, thanks for the super, buddy. I really appreciate that. SPY up or down tomorrow? NFA. I'm waiting for I'm just gonna wait for what 1348 tells me. I'm not getting anything to hold overnight. The only thing I am is probably Intel near close. I'm gonna mess around with Intel. But Mason, thank you so much for the super. I appreciate that, buddy. Higher rate hikes will force hedgies to cover at the end for liquidation and higher requirements. Not if they're super green on shorts. Not if they're super green. Which, I mean, with the market recently. SPY coming down again below 430. Amy coming down 1570. GME coming down 102.03. I think SPY will be a falling knife if it goes up. I'm not optimistic. Yeah, it's gnarly. Ortex on Powell. I mean, it's not good. Levi, they have earnings tonight, I think. I'm pretty sure they have earnings tonight. I gotta see. Hold on. What do I want for Intel? Intel. Okay. INTC, Intel. It's coming down hard, still green. Next week, February 4th. What are the puts looking like over here? All right, that's what we're going to do. We're going to get those. And then we're going to get those. Okay, cool. I have an idea of where I want to go for Intel now. That's nice to see. Is it still going? And it bounced off a little bit of these lows here. AMC 1584 right now. Yeah, I have two. I mean, I'm going to play it both ways just because Intel typically moves really big. So let's see what happens. It could be like a little bit of like a, not like a black swan, but like a, oh shoot on Intel with supply chain issues. Or, I mean, they do have a new GPU. Remember what happened to Netflix? It's like, there's a lot of weird things starting to move. If Intel pops, here's the other thing. You can play, this is what you can do. If you don't want to play Intel and deal with their IV, you can strangle AMD going into tomorrow and you're playing the sympathy on it. They typically move together. The other thing is, this is the weird thing that happens with Intel's earnings that I've seen many, many times. Intel goes down, AMD can get a pop because it's their competitor. But if Intel goes up, sometimes AMD goes up just because like they're in the same niche. And it's like, oh, semis are doing good. It's a weird, like you see it a lot. And it's like a weird, like, oh yeah, AMD's involved too. So if you want to do that, you can. I'm probably not going to do that this time. Speech is done. Thank God. All right, let's rally. All that money that got sucked out of the bond market, come into the equities market. The only calls I have are Raytheon and what's that one? LMT. I forgot exactly what that one. Lockheed. Due to uncertainty of war. Yeah, you could. SCV sunk Amy so he wouldn't have to show his ankle bracelet. You got me. I'm just kidding. All right. SPY moving down 429.70. Why is the market dropping? The market didn't like what Powell had to say. It just doesn't. Where's TLT? Is TLT coming back up? Projecting here. TLT is weird. So it may not be a bond move in the market. Tomorrow, last year, AMC went up 301%. Damn. Hood puts, they report tomorrow after hours. In the last hour and a half, the SPY did a $16 move. Ryan, that's freaking insane. That's insane. Jason, what's about the chat window? Oh, yeah. So the problem is Discord is down right now. Oh, YouTube's freaking out again. Nice. SPY moving back up after this meeting. TLT down. Amy getting a little bit of a pop back above 16. Nice. GME. Come on. Oh, man. I swear to God, if SPY rallies out of this level in the last 30 minutes, this is going to be the most drunk market we've ever seen in our entire life. Like, it's going to be crazy. The only thing that saves this market are the ankles. I don't think so. It was dovish as a exactly. It was, in my opinion, it was even neutral. It was like very, very neutral with what Powell had to say. He was like, yeah, like he basically said everything that we kind of already expected. He was like, oh yeah, inflation's a little bit higher, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Amy coming up a little bit here. SPY making a little bit of a move and TLT coming down. So now they just lock up together after this giant move. This is weird. So that must not, I mean, I don't know, man. That's a weird one. I got to look into that one. Last year, tomorrow, the AMC volume was 1.2 billion. No, that was the 28th. I'm pretty sure that was the 20. It might have been the 27th. You might be right on that one. Tesla coming back. Everything's, I mean, the SPY's getting a nice little candle here. So that would make a lot of sense. Amy 16 to 14 right now. It's up 12 cents. GME trying to make a little bit of a move here. Let's hopefully the buyers are going to start to step back in the out. Dun, dun, dun. Why is AMC dropping? It's retail, not the market. No. I think we've been seeing this spread around, and it's kind of nonsense that AMC is not moving with the market, even though it does. You can see it right here. Drop, moves with the market. If rate hike, does that mean the cost of borrowed short stock also increases? Most likely not. That has to do with scarcity in the securities lending market. List Me Realty Group, thank you so much for the super. I appreciate that. What is a realistic expectation for AMC stock price over the next few months? Now, with the Fed meeting over, tell me there's some upside. Well, it depends. If the market is going to start to trend up a little bit, then we could see, like, just like we saw today, AMC was up like, what was it, 13% at one point, and GME was ripping with the market having a nice little bounce back. There's a lot of money waiting on the sideline to come back in. We saw it today. There's a lot. Once we start to get that little like switch in like the sentiment of basically like big money, we're going to see it flow back in. Does it mean that that's going to happen this week? I don't know. Next month? I don't know. We just got to see when that switch is going to flip and like really start to come back in. Oh, YouTube did something funny. Usually it says like one viewer when it freaks out at me, but now it said 2. Oh, it's saying 2 again. This is pretty funny. Yeah, for everybody new filtering in right now, if you guys don't mind hitting that like button on the stream, hopefully, I mean, now we got to do the whole thing again. We need to get Fetty Wap, then we got to get Declaration of Independence, and then hopefully we could get up to eventually by the end of this week, if the SPY decides to stop being a big a-hole, what do you call it? Some Don Julio 1942 numbers. All righty. Mine said 2, then just switch. There's only 2 of us. Yeah. It says 2 right now. That's funny. I don't know why it's doing this. It's very sim for STV. That's kind of weird. Hypothetically, if they want to cover, but nobody's sold, what would happen? The price would go crazy. Tabasco Dave, that was funny. If I close this day green, it's drinks time. Justin, there you go, buddy. I mean, we're green on AMC right now. Bought the hype and sold the news. There you go, Taylor. SPY moving back up. This is crazy. What's the low? Okay, 428.86. What's it at? That was a $5 move in the SPY. What is going on with this? What is this? You could, oh my God, this is so, that's why the IV on the, that's why SPY options are so expensive right now, because you just see it fall, like what Ryan said, $16 and then rips $5 back up. This is crazy. GME 102.94, AMC 16.20. It's trying to come back up a little bit, back to 17. I'd love to see it. You can't trade this. Interesting. You can. You easily can. I mean, you just got to go in and out quick. Like, it's quick moves. 2 watchers than 3,000 watchers. I know, man. Calls. The SPY is a meme stock. Yes, the SPY is crazy. It moved too fast for me to get out in time. Lost too much powder. Yeah, I mean, you got to play those both ways. I want to buy SPY calls at close, but they cost too much. Exactly. One fast duster. Exactly. You're going to see the bids on the SPY start to drop, and the volume on the SPY may drop with all this. I mean, what's the VIX at? 30? Yeah, stop loss. You can get on options. You can get your stop loss blown right through. Quit the negativity. Either hold or get out, says Creeless. There you go. Well, made $5,000 on VXX calls going into AMC. Ghost boot. That's solid. How does one man have the power to move the economy like this? I think the economy is a big problem. Yes. NASDAQ green? SPY is probably going to move into the green. Let's see. YouTube is obviously just shorting the VIX. Exactly. They're messing around over here. All right, people. We have 28 minutes left in the market today. We have SPY coming up a little bit here. I mean, TLT, now it's deciding to all move together after everything kind of settled down and it's moving how it's supposed to. Nice. TLT down, SPY up. Awesome. Go. SPY calls expire today. Please go up, says the new guy. Oh, new guy. New guy. Can we hear the video voice if we reclaim 17? Sure. Sure. If nobody sells, how do they cover? It'd be very difficult. 16.20 still. GME not really doing a whole lot now. 103.20. All right, TLT selling off. Thoughts on becoming an ankle model? No. No. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. So, oh man, people, this is an interesting day so far. I mean, what did Powell say? He said pretty much a lot of things that the market was already expecting to hear. And then once the market heard that, and there was a couple of other things in there, like inflation is a little bit higher than expected, stuff like that. Then it just went, okay, I'm going to run away from Powell. TLT selling, watch SPY over here. Everything just kind of got like slapped in the face and is kind of like disjointed right now. Watch the Discord video on how to set up 1348. Yeah, if Discord's back, check out the free part in the link in the description or in the top of the chat and in the description if you want. And then just watch the videos in there and just kind of ask people in there how their experience is. And then if you want to join, you can join. TMI's golf swing. You playing the transitory drinking game today? We didn't really see it a whole lot. I don't think he did it. Powell corrected his statement. Dovish now. On what? What part of it? Went and lost some powder on SPY options today. The charts were good, but it moved down so fast. There was little time to react. I got out of mine I mean, I had calls leading into it, and then once it was just like this, some weird candles came in, I was like, all right, no thanks. Any shorts covered today? Hard to tell. Most likely. The thing that people don't understand, and I think that they should, that it's a cycle of shorts. Even though the short interest numbers are staying the same, some shorts are covering and getting out of their position, and some shorts are coming back in, but it's balancing out. But overall, there are more shorts coming in than shorts getting out of their position. And it's not the big bad shorts that we're talking about here. These are the ones that are just kind of riding it down on a little bit of a technical swing trade. That's what the data suggests. You can't just be like, oh, nobody's got, no. Some of them, I mean, even in the June run up, some of them did, but then they piled back in and some of them stayed. Like the short interest didn't go to zero. Like it's still there. And then it's now basically approaching basically the all-time highs that we've seen on AMC. It's coming up really hard on GME too, increasing the cost to borrow. Like we're seeing a lot of stuff coming on. No longer have to worry about paper hands at this price level. I mean, true. Smaller hedgies are just another domino. Yeah. Let's see. Why is the Discord price so high? Alex, when you think about the Discord, if you just give it out for one, this is one of the reasons, for like a very, very low price every single month, people will like pay for it, not use it, not think that they like have to put in the work, and you're like, oh, I'll just look at the alerts. It's $5 a month. I don't really care about that. But when you look at like if you like, people are just gonna be like, yeah, whatever. But if you think like, okay, this is a larger amount of money to me, then you're like, oh, well, I'm going to learn and listen to exactly what is being described. And there was people in there like literally killing it over there. So let's see. The new transparency recommendation. What do you mean? Well, they said they did some, what do you call it? They voted on something today where they essentially said, yes, we are going to vote to propose the rule to like basically increase reporting. Now, is that going to be like the overall bombshell rule? No, there's never going to be a overall bombshell rule. Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. SEC voted 3-1 to approve the rule change and added immediately to the registry, according to Tofik. I don't know if that's a valid source. I've seen some wild stuff come out of there. Amy came back down. A little bit. It's flat right now. SPY moving up a little here. Let's see. That's why the hedgies keep it volatile, because they do get shares to cover, but some not nearly enough to fever their entire position. To cover? I think you meant to cover. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see. Huh. Oh, Alex, all the information is out there for free. And how to put the strategy out and implement it. It's all out there for free. You can implement it like on your own if you want to. The thing is that the thing that the Discord allows you to do is you get the alerts when it's crossing on like 250, or now it's going to be 300 other stocks. So the strategy is out there. You can implement it right now if you wanted to. It's not like we're gatekeeping the strategy. You just watch the videos, implement it for yourself, and it's right there. It's just if you want to have like the 300 other stocks just getting alerted, and then you still have to go in and be like, oh, do I want to take this trade or not? They're not like buy and sells. That's not what it is. Quick question. Do you think the hedgies have algo wars? Well, yeah, they do have like different algos, like on like there's always like different algorithms. Like they're gonna have like Citadel's gonna have their own. A couple of other market makers are gonna have their own. Like there's a lot of stuff going on. Dun 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 dun. Let's see. Alex, I get what you're saying there, but it was free for about, I think 3 weeks. It was free for like 3 weeks. Do you think we'll be talking about AMC in 2023? That's possible. I mean, I have no idea when it's going to go. Dun, dun. Ortex, you want an Ortex update? Let's see. 1.2 million borrowed, 2.5 million returned. Estimated short interest, 20.51%. Dun, dun. Get Wish higher. Why do you want Wish to get higher? Troy Stewart, are you spamming? Are you spamming? Dun, dun. All right, let's see here. Amy's at 16 flat. We have SPY down about 0.5% here. Thinks we should build a time machine. I mean, it would be nice to do that. Let's see Robinhood burn. Yeah, I agree. Can we get at least one green day? Dude, like it's complete bullshit over here. Like, come on. We see the market tank. Like, yeah, it's going to bring AMC down. Should it have brought it down from 18, 15? No, that's crap. It's been 30 seconds. Can you do another AMC Ortex check? Not a hedge fund. No. Let's see. Spamming or bag holding. It might be one and the same. Time machine to go back to June. That'd be pretty sweet. It's just YOLO. Yeah, just throw it all in there. Can we get no more Ortex check? Do you immediately get? I think you get a warning. AMC, was it flickering red green right here? It's trying to flicker right here. SE vote was, yeah. So they had the transparency for whatchamacallit. They had transparency on for basically hedge fund reporting if they're basically they're capitulating. And then they also had more dark pool regulation, which would have been pretty sweet. Have you done IWM or Ortex? You got me there, Clayton. You got me there. IWM over here. Let's see. IWM. It's probably very heavily shorted now. If it got about 50, that'd be nonsense. Whoa. Hold on now. They returned a lot. So IWM short interest was like 42% yesterday or the day before, I think. And now it's down to 33.78 on the estimate. That's interesting. AMC getting jumpy. It's trying to get over this 13 EMA right here. It's trying. Let's see. Christopher, love the way you guys have the Discord set up. Think it's great. Can't wait to get paid and sign up. Yeah, everybody that's in there is having a good time. And then there's people that aren't in it right now that are like, oh, I'm using the strategy and it's working great. Like the whole, it's just the strategy. It's just, do you want alerts on it? Cool. If you do, here it is. If not, then you can do it. Like you can do it for yourself. Hugh, thank you so much for the super, buddy. I was snowed in for 4 weeks. No paychecks, house collapsing from snow, no food. Found out I got fired because the mail's delayed. Interesting. Dude. That stinks. I'm sorry, Hugh. Felt good making $1,400 today. Atta boy, Hugh. Why is your video voice different? I don't know. I just can't. I don't know. Whatever it is, when I go to start a video, I just can't talk correctly. All right, SPY moving up here a little bit. We got a flat red right here. GME's trying to get a little bit of a candle at basically 103. Yep, I'm using it. It's been great. Now I know what to look for. New guy. There you go, buddy. You're learning. We're addicted to orange. I guess so, man. Fed, SEC, DOJ equals nothing burger for retail. At the current time, yes. We need a lot more. It's a good first step, but this is not the, oh my God, this is going to be the rule that causes the squeeze, because there's not going to be a rule that's causing the squeeze. SIPC insurance would covers, yeah. He called the SEC transparency. He told you there was a meeting. Come on. Let's see. Not a hedge fund needs to mod himself. He is modded. He's modded right there. He's good. He's all good. Yeah. So if you guys don't mind hitting that like button on the stream, it just helps out with the algorithm. All right. TLT selling off. SPY coming up to after hours should be a bounce for most plays. Yeah. All self-reported data. So who knows? True. Oh, what time is it? What Intel posted I grab? Not yet. Okay. So it's 3:43. I don't want to forget. So the thing with this is I want everybody to hear this right now. With this Intel trade, I'm making it a little bit safer, but the amount of money that I'm putting into this earnings play, I am fully fine with going to zero. This is not a 1348 play. This is how I trade earnings. Sometimes it either hits really big or it goes to zero. You can get some money back, but it's a risk. There are companies that I have in my mind that I know move big on earnings. Intel's one of them. Now, with the overall market conditions right now, it makes it a little bit better when you're trying to play these earnings. So I will be getting an Intel play. I've shown you guys a few times how to do it. The market pricing in is like 7% right now. So I'm not going for the weeklies. I'm going for the next weeks. So be careful if you're going to do it. It might work, but it's also equally as likely, probably more likely to have it just expire completely worthless. It's an educated gamble with math. And now I'm giving myself a little bit more time. Which is accurate? Chin. It's both of them. Both of them you can use. You can use the stochastic and the MACD on it. You should probably use both as well. Wonder if Robinhood earnings will tank the stock. Well, that one is pricing in a lot there, like a lot. What about Tesla's earnings? I'm not willing to put that much money up to play Tesla's earnings. I want to do a buy right on AMC. Why? Why? Were you trying to create a synthetic short position, buddy? Notice the algos kicked in right when the meeting started. Retail was not selling. Yeah. Well, no. They kicked in selling right as, what time is this? No. Wait, no. Right here. Powell was right here. This is when the report came out back here, this candle. So let's see. No. I'm grabbing both calls and puts. I'm buying calls and puts. I'm playing it both ways. Not going to tell you what I'm getting, though. Don't do it. Literally do not do this. This is one of the main reasons why I never wanted to have, like personally, I was like, the way that I trade things is too risky. People are just not going to understand it, which is why I never, personally was like, all right, we're going to have a Discord and I'm going to tell you guys all of this stuff. With 1348, it's very different. It's an easily replicatable system that you can use on your own. Ho, Keith, thank you so much for the super, buddy. Hey, SCV, I'm at a work retreat and could not hang with you all day. So frustrated. I wanted to play the Adobe put alert. I would have printed money and stole from the market makers. Keith, there's always tomorrow. Just so you know, you rock. Keith, I appreciate that, buddy. I'm glad you're crushing it, dude. A lot of people are crushing it. Lucid along from 33. I don't know. The taper's been happening. Guys, do not mess around on Intel. I don't want anybody coming to cry and be like, oh, it didn't work. It's like, it's not supposed to. You're literally saying what the market is pricing in, what they expect. They're usually always right in saying, do I agree or disagree? That's what we're doing. Not me. Let's see. Hood earnings will miss guaranteed. They might. They could have really good guidance if payment for order flow is going to stay, but it's probably not. SPY coming back up. Amy coming back up a little bit here. This is nonsense. All right. So, what time is it? 3:47. All right. I'll probably start looking for the contracts in 3 minutes because I still have to get filled on them, and I don't want to screw around with it. Would you say 1348 is only for options or also for shares? You can use it on shares. I would use it on a longer time frame if you're going to trade shares. And you can also use it on crypto too. Crypto, it works pretty well, I've seen. How do you price in options? You add the at the money strikes, the last price of the at the money strikes, and then divide it by the current trading price. That's how I do it. Let's see. TLT down, SPY. Come on. Amy flat. TMIDs. Appreciate that, buddy. Thanks for the super. Great job. Here's a $5. I appreciate that, man. When's Hood earnings? Tomorrow after hours. TLT coming down. SPY, get a pop here. Come on. I'd have to live 150 years old to write off all my capital losses. Are they realized or unrealized, though? So the Fed reelect the guy to tank the market. Vix, you could do better. If I was the Fed chair, I would push the market to the absolute brink without having it have to tank like this. TLT is continuing to go down. I love how we completely lost a 10% gain. Dumb Marine Trader, I don't. Oh, Dumb Marine Trader, how'd you do today, bud? Any alerts you liked? I mean, today was a weird day. I was talking to people last night, and I sent that message about the Fed meeting. I was like, I probably am not going to take anything until after the Fed meeting. Jeremy, I'm going to be getting both, but don't do it. Seriously, literally, do not do this. It's like, that isn't me just being like, oh yeah, no. Actually don't do this. If I hit it, you're going to be like, oh my God, I wish I did it. But then if it doesn't, I'm going to be like, okay, well, I perfectly was okay with losing that. And then you're going to be like, oh, that sucks. Why did he tell us not to do it? And I'm like, I'm telling you, don't do it. Calls on banks, a good idea for March. Yeah, with rate hikes, banks should be able to make. What did they do after the rate hike news? JP Morgan tanked, but is still green, coming up to the 200 EMA. Let's see. $55 call on Intel next week. There you go. You work very, very hard at this. You are appreciated. Johnny, I appreciate that, buddy. Intel, what are you doing? Okay. You need a 1348 EMA, exponential moving average. I went to P. Are we green? Nah, down 2 cents right now. UVXY shares up 15%. Not bad for a swing trade on shares. Tabasco Dave, add a freaking boy. All right, let's see. Let's see what I want on Intel. I'll get the puts first. See if it'll fill me with this. Yep. Thank you. Wow, that was a weird fill. I don't know why they filled me on that order. That was really weird. They should not have done that. That was the weirdest fill I've ever seen. All right, here we go. Got one side. Let me see if I'll get the other side on a nasty fill. All right. Oh, got it. All right. That was not a good fill, but whatever. It moved right as I clicked it. I was like, shoot. I hit it, and I was like, oh, no. All right. Forget the call side. No. If you play one way, you're gambling. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, I screwed that up. Oh, shoot. I screwed it up. I'm locked in now, I guess. Because hold on, what's the settled cap? I can get out of this now. I completely screwed that up. I went for the wrong week. There it is right there. Got ditched one of them. All right, now I have to go to the other week. Oh, shoot. This is bad. All right, let me see if I can do this. Let's see if it'll fill me. Nope, not going to do it. Oh, shoot. Hold on. All right, I'll take that right there. That's fine. Wow, that was dumb. That was really stupid. Good thing I caught that. I was like, wait a second. Those seemed really cheap. And then I just like fat fingered it. Whoops. All right. Now we're gonna play the game. Okay. Want those? Yeah, that was an oopsie. I did. I bought the Friday. What's that? So I need, okay, I know what I need now. That was so bad. I was like, wait a second. That was stupid. All right, now we're good. That should fill. Okay. All right, that's fine. How? Because I'm stupid. I clicked the wrong date. And I was just like, all right, because on Webull, it's like layered. So I just clicked the wrong one. I just literally fat fingered it. That was silly. Both ways. Always both ways. Imagine it plays out perfectly. Now I ditched it and redid it. I was just worried that I was going to botch the settled cash thing and be like, oh, shoot, I have to stay with it. But I don't. It's a very, very small trade. Very, very small. Another red day. What do we got? 7 minutes left. I mean, it could start to come up a little. I mean, Jimmy's coming down. Spy's moving back down here. Intel just kind of flickering around. No, always both ways. Guys, when you're thinking earnings, do not trade one way. Do not. I have Intel puts and calls for next week. If it hits, awesome. If it doesn't, it's fine. It's like that's how you trade earnings. They either hit or they don't. SCB's water jug, don't do that. I think that's bad with BBIG. I bought a call for 2024 by mistake, meaning to buy 1 month out. How'd you mess? You didn't see that it was like way more expensive? Mine were like the exact prices that I was looking for. And I was like, wait a second, this doesn't seem correct. Wow, you guys literally killed it on the likes today. Thank you guys. I really appreciate that. 12% to this. Wow, just BS. Yeah, I mean, what we're getting a candle here. This is crazy, man. This is wild. Last 22 trading days with one green candle. That's insane. $13.48 earlier today on Hood. You take it? You take that? Where is it? Hold on. Is Discord back up yet? I haven't seen. Whoa, if you hit that 1348 on Hood, you printed. Jeez, man. All right, let me just make sure I got both sides of this and I didn't screw it up again. And no, okay, we're good. Let's see. Is Discord back up? Nope, Discord's still down. If I buy an AMC contract strike for $12 this Friday and it ends in the money, what happens? You can sell it or you can exercise it. You have to do something. Any AMD calls? Yeah, I wouldn't with this marketplace. I would rather just trade the actual event, the one that I'm doing right now. 1589, 1590. Tesla earnings will be out at 4:10 p.m. Eastern. Just made 75% on SPY calls in 5 minutes and closed them out. One fast duster. Attaboy. Will you tell us your Intel strikes? No, because I don't want you to go take them. Maybe after hours I will. I don't want you to pile into it. Discord never went down for me, but alerts have been down for a while. Yeah. Yep. The earnings ones, I want to just tell you how to do them, and then you can figure it out. Like I can't, because it's very risky. Like I think I spent like $100 or $150 on this trade. If it hits, it's big. If it doesn't hit, it's not a lot. It's like fine. What's the record for a stock to not have a green day? I don't know, man. We're pushing it. I bet 18 straight red days. How does that make sense? It doesn't. All Discords are down. Yeah. All right, we got 4 minutes left in the market, people. Not a whole lot of time left. Richard, thank you so much for the super, buddy. I appreciate that. When does Ortex update the exchange reported trade interest data? I thought they would have done it by now. Richard, they did. So when we come over, or let's do, yeah, so they did do it. I'll pull that up for you guys really quickly on AMC and GME. So on AMC, they Ortex overestimated it, so watch it come down a little bit. So they had an estimated of 97.03 million, and that's 18.9%. And I think they were estimating on that day like 20%. And then GMEs, they were estimating, hold on. GME, they underestimated it. It was like 14.8 to 14.5. That was the overestimate, or yeah, 1501. So today, the estimated short interest came out. The settlement date, January 14th. Short interest as a percentage of the free float on the exchange for GME, 15.01%. Algo's going to pin it to 1592 close, not a hedge fund. That would be nonsense, man. Let's see. So if I exercise it, they owe me 100 shares. No, you have to put up the money to buy 100 shares at the strike price. So I think you said 12, so you would need $1,200 additionally. That's what you would need. All right, what's Intel doing to close? Nothing. Intel SPY tried to come up a little bit. Amy at 1590, it's down 12 cents. GME still up 2.74. I mean, GME finished pretty good today. I mean, not comparatively to where it was, but I mean, a green day nonetheless. Made a lot on AMD calls last year. 75% went to AMC, 25%. A nice chunk of an AMD long. Yeah, I have a bunch of AMD at like 12. Tesla, Intel, LRCX, LVS, Levi, ServiceNow, STX, and a lot of other stocks reporting their earnings after hours. Interesting. Thanks, bro. Just broke up. Richard, anytime, man. Thank you so much for the super. That was super generous of you. What's your thoughts on these criminals actually following the new transparency rules? I don't know. Did the Fed meeting happen? I don't know. You tell me. Yes, it did. It very much happened. All right, everybody. We got 2 minutes left until close. 2 minutes left. Chicago-based firms unavailable for trading. Where's that? Gina stole the show. You guys were really hyped up about Gina. Amy at 1592. Down 250 today. Dang it. Steven, what happened? What'd you do? I mean, there was not a lot of crazy stuff going on. The market was like waiting for, I mean, this morning drop was big, but you'd have to like really top and bottom ticket. This one was big if you could trade the dailies, but some brokers just don't allow you to. Bet we close up 1 cent? I don't think so. What are we at right now? We're down 10 cents right now. We got 2 minutes left. Up 9% on Intel calls, just saying. What are mine up? Ha! Mine are up 11%. Ha! That's what I have to say about that. I'm just kidding. All right. All good. Thanks for checking. Anytime. We looked at the AMC institution activity and went and checked each institution on the SEC, lined their movements up with the chart. Could we get a bigger idea? No, you can't really see what they're doing because you don't know which days they're buying. What a joke day. Yeah, it was crazy. LMAO, hot, now 12. Well, mine were 17. I saw it flicker. Don't even play with me like that. Yours are not. No. All right. So, we're coming up a little bit. We're still down 7 cents. Well, we got 1 minute left until close, people. Today was really the best buy the rumor. Was really buy the rumor, sell the news. Yeah. I mean, how are you up 20% on them? Mine are up 30. Ha. That's not what it's his name. AR guy. You can't beat me over here. You can't do it. TLT dropping. I don't know where. All right. Close. Ding, ding, ding. Absolute nonsense of a day. We had Amy down 9 cents, 0.56%. Absolute BS. The SPY down 0.33, a third of a percent after going up 1.5 ahead of Jerome Powell, just absolutely just slapping everybody in the face. GME down. Ooh, no, GME was up 3.69%. Pretty wild. I'm trying to join. Oh, not B. Oh, no, you're good. I mean, I wouldn't do it, but let's see what happens. Hold on. Intel flickering around here. Oh, Intel getting a pop. Intel getting a little pop. I mean, I would rather it tank just with the market. Just saying, because the market's probably going to freak out. Oh, Intel getting jumpy over here. Intel jumpy. Ooh, baby. Are the Intel numbers out right away? Hold on. 5407. Interesting. Hold on now. I got nothing on Intel yet. Hold on. No news yet on Intel. So this could just be an initial move. Just people bidding it up. But let's see here. Intel announces 5% boost to, oh boy. Intel announces 5% boost to quarterly cash dividend. Intel sees Q1 revenue about they beat revenue pretty big. 18.3 billion, estimated 17.67 billion. Oh, and there Intel goes. Bye-bye, Intel. I don't know. Let's see. Intel might be a dud going up and down this wild already. I don't know. All right, people. I think that is going to wrap up the stream for today. Remember, guys, if you guys don't mind hitting that like button on the way out, I will have a video out for you guys at 7:15 Eastern tonight if you guys want to see some more of me. But yeah, so again, and there's the free chat Discord link up in the top. I think Discord's still down. I mean, you guys can try it if you want to. But again, thank you guys for all the support you guys have been showing me recently. I mean, this was really close to having a good day, and we just got knocked down by the Fed. So remember, the one thing to really keep in mind is that there's a lot of money on the sidelines waiting to come back into these stocks. So once they get the indication good to go, then you're probably going to see a lot of those bullish candles that we were seeing earlier today. But other than that, guys, hope you guys are having a really good day. I mean, that was a crazy one. Hopefully you guys have a good night. I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning. Other than that, though, peace.